What's up, everybody?
Hey, good evening.
Hey,
Welcome
Chris.
back.
How am I coming in now?
I
Oh,
just
you're not
lost
frozen.
audio.
Am I good?
Oh,
No.
God.
Your camera's a little
My
foggy.
audio just cut out. Can you guys hear me?
I can't.
What the
Technical
hell?
difficulties in the Jazz Bums world,
Right.
apparently.
No?
Well, if you wipe the nut butter off of it, yeah.
Yeah.
My nut butter. That's
Oh,
fine.
nice.
Okay, I'm back.
You're back. Where'd you go?
No, I'm not.
Nice.
Oh, Mike can't hear.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey,
Kevin. Nick is hyped. That's awesome.
Hey, Nick. That's good.
What's up, Dustin? Oh, no, we've killed Mike.
Mic dropped.
Ah. What's up,
Oh,
Yeah.
Mike?
I don't know why I'm pixelated. It must be the camera. I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on. Let me see.
Easy Now says that you're too white.
Well, you can never. How could you say that about me?
Yeah.
Ah.
Very introspective look there, Mike. Can you hear us?
Yeah, it's just because this computer sucks. There's something weird with this computer where when I have two apps that are using audio and I mute one of them, it basically mutes everything. I don't know. This is too much information, but there's something weird with this computer. Hey, Brandon.
How's it
Who
going?
has YouTube open?
Oh, I do. Sorry.
It's okay.
Done.
Oh,
Yeah, this is the black
Alright.
T-shirt channel tonight, apparently.
Oh, this is gray.
Close enough, man.
All right.
So,
silver nitrate, yeah.
Yes. Overnitrate.
what's silver nitrate for?
That's
Photography?
Yeah.
Cleans water. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a photography sensitizer.
Oh, cool.
Old school.
Yeah.
Where is Brandon's silly chair at? Good question.
Which one? Oh,
Oh, you're in it.
I've got the smaller silly. You mean my Star Trek chair?
Yes.
Yes. It's over there. In the other half of the room. I've got the fancy mid-century chair.
Yeah, those are nice. Was that a Eames?
Tis.
Nice.
My dog's in it most of the time.
I'd like to get a knockoff. Or like a Herman Miller or whatever, you know?
They look cool, yeah. I want to have one.
Yeah.
All right.
Cannot afford the real deal.
So what's up this week? Everybody getting the impulse box?
No.
Yeah.
It's a good topic,
No.
though. Good topic.
Actually, I bought 5 of them, and I'm going to throw them in the ocean.
Yeah. So let's talk
I
about that.
Oh, the impulse?
box? Yeah.
I thought it didn't look that bad to me.
No, I think
Yeah,
it's
look
bad.
cool.
No, not
Yeah.
that. It's redundant, right? Useless.
It's redundant. They knew they had to know that Universal was going to reissue those. They knew that.
Unless this thing was being made like 2 years ago, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring it up.
But yeah. I saw you guys post it. I'm not a huge box set person anyway, but it looked okay.
Yeah, it's got some cool records in it.
Oh, speaking of box, I think a few of us are pretty excited about the Pharoah Sanders Pharaoh. I have that pre-ordered, which I would prefer that not be about. I'd just buy the single LP if it was available.
I'm not excited about it. It's really cool. I ordered it.
You're not that excited? You don't? Okay. I mean, it's a hard record to get.
Rob doesn't have any joy in his life. It's okay.
I know. I'm joyless.
He's joyless. Okay, so here's the impulse box and all the records that are in it.
I think a Pharaoh should come in a pyramid, not a box.
True.
Oh, well, that's a great point, Felipe.
So this is a cool record. I've got a copy of it. That one's great, right? John Coltrane.
Which one?
Africa Brass.
Yep. That was it. I think Eric Dolphy's on that one.
Yeah, I like that. I have a lot of those already.
Yeah.
But the Gabor Szabo is really cool.
Yeah.
I've had that record. It's not for me. When they're playing sitar and then like popular Burt Bacharach songs, it sounds cheesy.
That Chicken Shack record is awesome. I have an OG mono of it.
Yeah.
So the bottom row, 3 of those records are out there, like recently,
Yeah.
really high
Yes.
quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Brown record
Yeah.
has been reissued.
Yeah.
I think
It's
the
not
killer one is the Coltrane Africa brass. That to me is the standout.
Yeah, but
Oh, I
is
mean,
it
this whole top row is pretty badass.
Yeah, I like the Chico Hamilton. That's
Mhm.
kind of excites me.
I don't know if I.
You know-
is it really hard to find any of those records?
Exactly.
Well, you know, he
No.
did a bunch for
Easy.
Impulse, but I don't recognize that cover.
Which one?
Is that the Chico?
I've never
Yeah, it's
seen
an
it.
Impulse. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, no, I know. Can
Obviously.
What's
I
the
think
name
it
of
has Gabor Szabo, and I think it's a.
Let me see.
I don't have that Chico, but it's not hard to find any. It's not like they pressed a record because there's Impulse.
Well, what's the
ones
price?
that are fine.
How much does this cost?
380, 340.
350 if I remember.
Yeah, I mean,
No way. It's unrealistic, I think.
No, I don't think it's unrealistic. People are going to buy it if they want it, but I mean, it's 8 records. What does that come out to?
And they're
What do you do?
all AAA except for the last 2 they said were digital.
Okay, what the fuck is up with the
Right.
Karma? Chad did it analog. Why did they have to do it digital?
Maybe they're trying to improve upon it. I mean, you know, the Vinyl Me Please Satchidananda that's probably digital, and that is arguably a smidge better than the AAA.
Yeah,
so
I did it.
those like
It's
spiritual impulse they can be improved.
It's hard to
improved on,
tell.
perhaps.
It is a smidge. I have to do more listening. It is
Yeah.
a smidge better.
Yeah. And again, if it's just like very close, you gotta have the system to reveal it. Otherwise, it doesn't make a difference.
That's a great point.
I mean, I have my picks of what I would want done, and obviously, I think most of these wouldn't be there. But I mean, I don't know.
That Mingus looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Is
all
that
right.
just
It's,
is that Mingus?
Mingus
just Mingus Soul?
Do I really need that?
Yeah, there's much.
Well,
It's a,
all right.
Well, do you really need any records, man? Come on.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, hold on. So that Mingus piano, is that solo piano?
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
And what does he play on it? I mean, I don't
Piano.
know. To me, off the bat, it kind of sounds interesting, but
I'm not
Yeah, I
saying,
mean,
it's not, it's not even in my top Mingus stuff,
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, would you buy a record like Jimmy Page plays the drums? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Good point, Felipe.
I'm gonna do my imitation.
Uh,
I'm gonna do my imitation of the meeting when
Mm.
Vinyl Me Please went to meet with Impulse. You can't have that title. You can't have that title.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can't have
No.
that.
I just wonder what they threw out, and, because here's the deal. All right, I'm just going to show this. In 2016, Impulse and put out, this is a CD set. It's 25 Impulse albums.
Hang on, man.
And, it has, I mean, there's,
Go through 'em.
huh?
Or any of those albums in that set.
Yeah, the Chico Hamilton. Let's see. I think
that Chico Hamilton has Charles Lloyd on tenor. Did Charles Lloyd and Chico play a lot
Yeah,
together?
yeah. I have several
You did?
albums with. They're all Charles Lloyd and Garber Saz, but they all played on each other's album.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, it's like they had a I don't know, they could have done better.
Let's do this, Mike. Let's look. Can we look?
Here's everything that's on this.
I was going to say, what if you pull them out one at a time? We look at the covers and say whether we would rather have that than
Yeah.
All right, let's
You have
do
to
it.
earn your keep, Mike. Do
Oh,
something.
we got content,
God,
man.
25 freaking CDs.
Let's go.
See, then we can cut this out and make it its own
All right,
thing.
I'll start from the back. All right, there's
Okay.
the Art Blake.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so I'd rather have
All
that.
right,
I have that.
there's
That's really good.
the Max Roach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they need
I can replace
No, I would say no on that.
You're wrong, Mike, as usual.
Yeah, I have.
Yes, I would say yes on
I would
this.
say no
Yeah,
on this.
But that's not even Gil Evans on that album.
It's not that second side is Cecil Taylor.
I have that album, and it's a great album, but it's easy to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, the easy to get is people that go to Vinyl Me Please aren't really into easy to get.
I've listened to this Benny Carter at a listening station, and the recording quality sounded
The
really
people that go
bad.
to Vinyl Me Please get a Dolly
Yes.
Parton with a
I reckon.
Well, Chad's putting
All right,
this out.
yeah, I would like to
Chad's-
have that. Yes.
And
Chad
this
is putting that out.
This is already out.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's out.
Okay, this.
That's
Yes.
awesome. I have that. It's not hard to get.
Dude, no one cares if it's hard
It's
to get.
not easy to get.
Oh,
That's
this
right.
Yes, I have that, but yes,
That's pretty
100%.
good.
Yeah,
yes.
I
That's
care
a
about
great
that one.
record.
It's not easy to get,
This
Chris.
is
Yeah.
already out.
Yeah.
This
It was
is
a cool box.
this is out.
Yes.
Jesus.
All right. This could have been.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Absolutely. for
1,000%.
1,000,000,000%.
Yeah,
Here's
that's a top
Here's
record.
a Chico Hamilton.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
This is already out. Well, no, is it?
No, that's not. That's
More.
the sequel.
More,
But I have an OG mono of it.
yeah. Well, Shirley Scott.
That's a
That'd be
good
cool.
All right. Keith Jarrett.
Okay. Later.
They could think out. They weren't. Finally, please wasn't even trying to think outside the box. You know, this is out. Okay. There you go.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
Mhm.
That's also a $5 record.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That'd be cool.
Mhm.
I don't know.
This now, see this is something that should have been in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never really listened to much Tom Scott.
I think that record's really cool.
Ah.
It's completely different.
Yeah. Dizzy.
That's
I
cool.
think it's not hard to
That's
get.
not my favorite Disney. Not even close. This.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
I
think
may or may not be,
But
showing that later.
Elemental just put a stereo version of that.
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
And,
That's
and
a good
this Earl
record.
Hines. This is actually a really good Earl Hines.
Yeah,
Actually.
it is. Have that.
And that's the whole box set.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, the
Miss-
McCoy Diner. I mean, yeah, are they really trying to tell the story of Impulse, or is it just 8 random?
They're trying to tell the story of the bottom of the barrel of Impulse.
But even that box set doesn't have any of the Dewey Redman. I mean, there's plenty of artists that are missing that
Roswell,
they
Rod,
they
all
didn't.
the
You know,
weird
there was
shit.
a lot of earlier stuff in that box.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Don't you expect to see a lot of that, though, right? Like, you know.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're going to do a catalog, I mean, what is it, the 9100, 9200 series? You got to have something from there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really shitty stuff on Impulse too, though.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Impulse doesn't have. It's not like whole killer catalog like Blue Note, right?
Right.
There's a lot of filler there. I think you have to really dig what you
I
like.
mean, there's a lot.
And the title of the box doesn't match the content, the history. I mean, a progression or whatever. In 8 titles, you can do that. I mean, they just pick up like a very corner there, a niche, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And stuff that's repeated doesn't make much sense to me.
I mean, it does go from 1961 to 1970. Like they've listed them here in order of time, so there's that. But
Yeah.
I mean, how about that? What is that? Archie Shep 4 for Train or whatever? That'd be a cool one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's-
Elemental
Mhm.
just put that out. But there's a lot of Archie Shep stuff. That
Right.
Marion Brown record they could have done.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like they weren't trying. Whoever was.
Mhm.
It was a poor effort.
Yeah.
Now, the one interesting thing though is it's getting pressed at their new plant.
Are they?
No one, Mazzy, no one is dissing Impulse. They're dissing Vinyl Me Please.
We're dissing Magic.
Yeah.
I'm going to diss Mazzy.
Mazzy is responsible for the choices in this box set. Clearly,
If anything, Impulse has been trying to put out stuff, right? They forced Jack to do Karma.
Oh, speaking of which, there's an Impulse title that came out today, right? The Coltrane and Eric Dolphy. Anyone grabbed or heard or listened to it?
Oh, the
Oh.
live?
I heard it doesn't sound great.
I saw some comments. Yeah, I didn't.
Warped Records. I'm hearing from one person they took it back and got another Warped record.
Well, that's
They're
summertime.
pressed in Mexico. I don't know what the plan is in Mexico.
I get Warped Records for RTI. I don't think that means much too.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I heard it doesn't sound the best. The drums are really loud. I mean, it seems cool though. I'll just stream it.
Oh, I streamed it today. You're going for the performance there. You're
Right.
not,
Exactly. Yeah.
It's an excellent live set in my opinion. I enjoyed it.
Are you gonna buy it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like the Seattle one, right, Mike? I like that Seattle one.
Yeah, and this sounds better than the Seattle to me.
Okay.
I think it sounds better.
That was the penthouse recording.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Mhm.
Yeah. No, that's
And then last night I didn't go, but I had a ticket to the whole like little event where they, the first play of it. And then they had the guy from used to write for the New York Times who wrote a Coltrane biography, Ben Ratliff, Brandon Younger, and two other people, talk about the recording and Coltrane and Dolphy in general.
Yeah.
Mike, what did you think of the rendition of My Favorite Things? That's the first track.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I like hearing Dolphy on the flute. Was it was good.
Oh, cool.
It was very good.
Yeah.
So does Train get the first solo and then Dolphy?
Gosh, I can't even remember. I just the flutes. Dolphy on flute just stands out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cool.
one last thing I'd say about that box is it's also $43 if you're a member, or $50 a record.
Yeah.
Like I don't like these boxes where the records cost more than if you just bought them individually. It's like why not that fucking box,
But you get the podcast.
Yeah, they're gonna be.
It'll be on the internet like tomorrow, though. As soon as somebody gets one, it's like, hey, here's the fucking QR code for the. I've never listened to those though. Maybe I should do that. I got the only one I have is that Herbie box, and I haven't listened to the podcast. Maybe I should do that.
Well, who are the hosts of the podcast?
I don't know. I think Herbie's on them though. I think if he's not, then I don't care. I mean, it is cool, and the book's cool, I'm sure too. But is it $10 more than a AP?
I heard it's Ashley Kahn.
Huh?
I don't
Mike's
really.
trying to be funny.
I'm not trying to be
you're
a-
on shaky ground with Mike. Nose to toe.
What, Brandon?
Oh, nothing. I'm not trying to be, negative, but a multiple artist box set just never really interests me that much anyway.
Well, what if they did like a black jazz, or they recently did?
Yeah,
what was it?
no, yeah.
I mean, those I
if it was
think
more
are
specified
cool.
to like a genre or something like that. Yes, I would probably be like that was more interesting. But if it's just like a label,
What about the Tribe box? I mean, Felipe and Mike got that. Right?
that's
a great
pretty.
one.
That's
I like
pretty.
it. Yeah.
That's pretty specific, though.
And given my expectations, that box sounds really good. The content is great, nicely presented. I think it's really good too.
Like I wouldn't be that.
I would
I've
love to
never
get
been that interested in a Blue Note box set that's random, or a Riverside that's random, or anything like that.
That's fair.
It doesn't really. I mean, if it was Black Jazz or maybe even a Strata East box set, something, it would probably be more into that. But the big labels, there's so much. There's just so much stuff,
Yeah,
The smaller labels that had like under 50 releases,
Yeah.
more interesting.
Yeah.
Than someone that had I don't know how many releases Impulse had, but.
Yeah, the story of Strata East box would be sick.
I think the story of K-Tel Records is coming out before the Strata East.
Oh God,
That's good, man. Maybe you get someone really good working on Strata box. That would be great.
yeah, that would
That
I bet you could buy 20 K-Tel records for less than $20.
Everybody wants this, right?
Yeah.
Somebody to do this Joe Henderson milestone box. I feel like
I would think I'd rather Kraft do it than VMP though, for some reason.
Yeah, I would hope if someone does the Henderson milestones, they do them really nicely, and even if they're $40 a piece.
I hope they come out with mud rubbed all over the grooves.
With what?
Yeah.
It's weird.
They're gonna do it nicely. Come on.
Yeah. How many milestones he has? Like 10.
Like,
12?
go all the way with some high quality covers. And,
I mean, we don't know what the tapes are like. We never hear.
Yeah, the Zen rack is good, Mazzy. That's very true.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
What?
Yeah. The Zen rock box. That box is
I think
great.
it's Vinyl Me Please did it.
But did they?
This
So the Ramrock and the
Ramrock.
Detroit. What's the other one? It was
Tribe.
done in conjunction with Now Again Records.
Hmm.
The geez, what's the box you got, Felipe? The Vinyl Me Please box.
The Zen rock and the Tribe.
Yeah.
That's a cool one, Angelo. I would totally be interested.
I think
in that.
that'd sell like 12 copies though, man. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah. Oh,
How many Indian
Um,
navigation records were there? There weren't a lot.
But it would be cool.
well,
I would buy
I
it.
mean,
But is that going to sell to like the VMP
they're probably
audience?
less than, I don't know, 80. I can't imagine it's over 100,
Yeah.
I think
but it could be.
Hey,
Say-
maybe they'll do the
say
story of
it's-
Angelo Kelly box. What would
That'd be
be in
cool.
there?
yeah.
But there's some expensive. There's some really hard to get Indian navigation.
Yeah. Mike, was the X75 on Indian navigation?
I do not know off the top of my head.
I'm trying to remember. I can't remember too.
Yeah,
We did some stuff for India. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's a there's a lot of the India navigation stuff in the last few years got expensive. Well, some of it. Some of it really inexpensive. Like a lot of the James Newton is still inexpensive, and those are excellent recording. You can always find a bunch of clarinet summits that are actually really good performances that are $8.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, could you there are 12 Henderson milestones. Can you imagine a 12 LP box? That would be so sick.
Yeah. And if they come with
and he does a lot of.
Go ahead, Mike.
Sorry, Felipe. No, sorry.
If they come with a quality that I got this milestone. Oh my gosh, the Finally Please today.
Yeah.
Quite tiny, man. That stuff is killer. Sounds great.
Yeah.
The record is heavy and thick. Nice slab there. If they make a box at that high quality, that would be great. Really,
Felipe likes them thick, man.
But I have tried it. And it's an awesome sounding record anyway.
Yeah. It is. My copy was warped to hell, so I'm getting a new one. But
I think I have like 10 of the 12, and I would be happy for everyone to get the milestone Henderson. I'd be stoked for everyone to have it. I wouldn't. I'd get it too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I have this Indian navigation. I thought I had more, but anyway, this one's really good. This is so Chico Freeman recorded a lot of records for Indian navigation, and they're all very different. Some have vocals, some don't. I mean, the lineups are different. This is a quartet with Jack DeJohnette, Cecil McBee, and John Hicks with Chico Freeman. This one is really, I enjoy it. I think there's a huge difference between streaming it and then hearing the pressing. I think it makes a big difference on this one. And these are pressed really well. They sound good. The musicians are really creative. So this one's cool. And Rob actually recommended this one, so I grabbed it.
I have all but one of his Indian navigation records.
You don't like this one.
Well, I don't have it yet.
Which one is that? Is that the
one was singing on it?
That's the Search.
Okay.
This one has vocals.
Great
But the
covers.
Outside Within is my favorite by far.
Loki, you want to check Eastern Rebellion, man? That record's awesome.
They have a pretty simple label, but it's just their logo on. I think sometimes it's gold, silver. It changes up, but it's a cool label.
I figured out the secret to making someone big, by the way, without having to switch afterwards.
I have no problem doing it. This is an Indian navigation that Chad reissued. It was like one of his first ones.
Yeah.
But this
he plays. So that Chico Hamilton's very different than every other one though, because he plays standards on it, which is probably why Chad liked it.
This one he's live on one side by himself.
Is he dead on the other?
Hey Mazzy, who's Ron?
Rob, you're pixelated.
Ron is pixelated.
I don't know what it is. It's got to be something with my camera. You'll have to deal with it.
We'll deal with it.
If everybody's like a PS5 and Rob is like an Atari.
I've been on two different internets. So let's switch back.
Blame it on the strike.
Yeah, I blame it on the writers on strike.
They're not writing your jokes for you anymore.
But I think also, News of the week. I like to hear Mike's take on that, or even Brandon, or whoever wants to say something. The National Endowment for this week, right, Mike? Gary Bartz. So we had the Jazz Masters for 2024. Terrence Blanchard, Gary Bartz. There was a nice class there this year. Anybody checked on that?
No.
The only thing I was thinking about, I mean, Terrence Blanchard's probably in his 60s, but he's sort of young, if compared to what the people that usually get awarded the But and I guess in terms of getting publicity for it, because he had just his sort of reach is sort of bigger than jazz, because he had the opera that was on that was at Lincoln Center, and now he has another opera based on the life of the boxer Emil Griffith is out too. So so he's bigger than jazz. He's bigger than the genre in that sense. Maybe that's the reason picking him. Gary Bartz, what took him so long? The guy's like 83.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, yeah. So it's about time. It's about damn time.
Yeah, Terrence Blanchard's been hitting the big like NBC, and he's been hitting some big. People have been sort of lauding his achievements. He's been hitting mainstream media.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Gary Bartz is great. I think it was really, really nice that we remember him somehow.
And that's somebody I wish they would. I guess he did all the recording. I think Milestone. I wish they would reissue some of those. I think they in the UK they reissued one of his recordings, but those should be reissued also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And he's the guy that's like great to see live. I mean, I think I've seen him like 3 times live. He's like phenomenal.
Yeah. What's up, Joe?
Not much. How are you guys?
Hey.
Uh-oh.
Nope, we lost you.
Turn yourself off.
I got a message. Sorry. Ready.
Johnny Rob in the darkness.
That's okay.
All right. So, Mike, what's your guy this week?
Me, Mike?
Yeah.
I got like insanely good stuff. I have a stack here of just like great, crazy good stuff, and most of it is actually VCLT from my buddy Kevin. And frankly, with Kevin,
It's really
Rob,
good.
What's that?
That's really good. Kevin posts some really good stuff.
Yeah.
And between this stack that he gave me, which is like I think incredible, and then Rob, which you sent me just a couple weeks ago, I've been like extremely fortunate to have really great friends. I'll just say that. So let me start with stuff that he gave me. This one, this was fantastic. This is like mint condition. This is a promo mono. The jacket's a little beat up, but the record itself. This is a mono copy with the demonstrate. It's 6-eye deep groove mono. Miles Davis, Sketches of Spain. It's got the demonstration thing. Look how clean that looks. It's so good. I mean, I really love it. And I was kind of talking to the guys about which Sketches of Spain is better, Miles or stereo. I'm sorry, mono or stereo. And yeah, I'm sure the stereo one is better, but this thing sounds so freaking good. It's a really cool way to listen to it because a lot of the percussion, like the shakers or what the
Castagnolo.
That is all collapsed into a single channel, so you don't get the stereo effect of it, and that really changes the whole feel of like the whole vibe of the record has changed because it's mono. So this one, because I think it's an orchestration and it benefits from stereo, to listen to it on a fold down really makes a big difference. So this was really cool. It sounds awesome, and I think they sent monos out as promos to like radio stations. I feel like is that the case? Wasn't there like a time where even when they were stereo, they were sending monos for a while?
Well, I mean,
they would only press monos just to send.
When I had my radio show back in the '60s, I got mostly mono.
Okay, all right. Okay.
That's
what else did he give me?
that's actually what happened with Blue Note once they went to like after Liberty and it was just predominantly stereo being produced. Those mono records that you see, like there's like a handful of there's like a Hank Mobley title and there's like a bunch of others that had like they were like stereo jackets and then there was like a small sticker at the top that said mono and it was only for radio, but that was like the only mono copies that were like records that were coming out for the first time, not like reissues of ones that had already come out.
I have the Bobby Hutcherson stick up. That's the radio mono, and it's in a stereo jacket.
Right. Yep.
And there's a few others. You're right.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, there's some records that I've tried to get because they actually did some monos. Like, what's kind of cool, and I shouldn't even say this because I actually want to get this. So this is, but it's really hard to get mono Coltrane Atlantic. It's really expensive. There is a best of Coltrane with the gray cover. They did a bunch of Atlantic best ofs. You guys know that one? They made a mono one just for record stations, so you can get a mono copy of the best of Coltrane.
Wait, radio stations or record stations?
Radio station copies.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. Did I misspeak? I may have misspoke. All right. Anyway, let's keep going.
Hey, don't flip through all the stuff. I saw you were trying to cherry pick the pile. We want to see all of it, man.
Well, I will, but I want to show you what Kevin DCLT'd me.
Oh, okay, cool.
This is a Van Gelder, super clean. So I'm not even going to get the classic series now. Yeah. So this one is clean.
Have you listened to it?
Nice. I sampled it for a little bit. I haven't listened to the whole thing just yet.
Is Kevin trying to buy your love?
Yes. No, well, you know what it is? He tells me about, like, he'll go out record shopping and he'll have these records. He's like, somebody has this listed for 15. I'm getting it for you. Yeah. And then he puts it in a file. So I really, they're all good deals. So I cannot be more thankful. But this is a Black B, Van Gelder, unit structure stereo. So
now the sampling that you did, was it all terrible? Did you hate it?
So
this?
No. So the way to listen to this record, put it in your system, then put your headphones with noise cancellation, then listen to it.
Yeah.
This was our inspiration for Zev's thumbnail. So our interview with Zev. So,
hey, Mazzy, maybe you will be your auction by yourself on Saturday. How about that?
Okay. What else here? Oh, okay. So we saw this earlier. So I've wanted this for a while. And for whatever reason, I've just been holding off because there was like certain copies I wanted. This being one of them. This is an RVG. I think it's a 72. So it's got. Oh no, actually, I think it's earlier. I think this is actually a 67. So I think this came out in 66. They pressed it a few times, and then they repressed it once in 67. There's one marking that you can tell, but it's still RVG. So he got this. I mean, this is insanely clean.
I have a mono. And I have a stereo.
Perfect. Yeah, so VCLT. I mean, come on. That's a killer. Oh,
absolutely.
Beautiful.
These are OG monos and OG stereo.
Okay, and then one more I'm going to show from him. So he hooked it up pretty nice so far. And then he also sent me this.
That's good.
He gave me this. This is Monk on Riverside. This is an OG 92 millimeter deep groove mono.
Did he propose to you? Is there like a offer of love?
I mean, this looks like unplayed. Like this is like
Mike's dowry.
Mm-hmm.
This is the dowry that he's getting from Kevin.
Mike, will you marry me?
He's a good dude. I mean, come on.
What did you think about that one? Have you listened to it?
This one I actually haven't listened to yet. I listened to everything else though.
I'll take your other copy of it, Mike.
Isn't there a weird story about that record?
This one?
Yeah.
Let me see who's on it.
Mike, do you know isn't there something weird about the Town Hall Monk concert? I'm trying to remember.
Recorded in February of '59.
Did you listen carefully to it? Because I think on that version, Kevin actually pressed it and it says, Mike, will you marry me?
Kevin, you're on your knees now.
But come on. Good man.
Dude, there's something I wouldn't even give you that many.
You give him more records than that, Rob.
Yeah, but I gave him.
Well, Kevin gave me more records.
Most of
These
them
are
are
just the ones.
shitty.
These are the ones I have cleaned and ready to show. But
Okay.
yeah, no, he gave me some other like non-jazz stuff as well. So
Okay.
anyway, just a
That's
great
cool.
pickup. And then there is stuff that I did pick up when I was hanging out with him. We went digging. So the first place we went to was a record fair, and I found this. And this was a little pricey, but it wasn't crazy. This is a Liberty, Dexter Gordon Getting Around.
Yes.
I love
So
that.
it's got that early Liberty label with like the blue font that's thick. This is RVG. There is one little mark on side 2 on track 2, which is a quiet track,
Hey,
but frankly,
Oh,
it's fine.
hey,
It's fine.
the Rev
the
brings up a
Rev
good
made
point.
it.
Do
Really
you know
nice.
that Kevin murdered someone, Mike?
No, the
Oh,
Rev
yeah.
knew it. The Rev has the explanation.
So anyway, so I got this one. This was probably, well, no, I have something else that I think I would put above this that I found for cheaper. So
I have the Music Matters of that.
this is a Liberty pressing. The thing is, like, there hasn't been that many sales on Discogs. I think the last one's from like 2021, maybe even earlier. And the UA pressing afterwards goes for like, I think like 90 or something.
Oh, wow.
And then the one that's earlier, before the Liberty sale, goes for like a crazy amount. This one's in between, and like it says it's like worth $20. But I think it's just because there's like nobody. I guess they didn't press that many of these.
Do you know like Kevin's real middle name is Alice or something like that?
Okay, hold on. I got 3 more. So that I got at second Saturday in New Jersey, which I think is in Wayne. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kevin. And so I got that there. And then I don't buy Sinatra records anymore because I feel like it's ridiculous for me to buy it anymore because I have so many. But I found one that I bought, and it was $5. And the reason why I bought it, it's because I think this is his best record. I don't think it necessarily is his best recorded or whatever, but there's a whole feel on this record and what was going on in his life and the whole narrative that was in the public. And then this record came out, and I feel like because of that, the context makes it, and the music's great too. But this is his best record, and this is actually the very first pressing. So this is not only can you tell from the label, because there's a lot of these. There's actually not a lot of these labels, but this is a D1 on side A and D2. This is literally like the first stamper. So and besides that, it is like perfectly clean. So I picked this up for $5, and this thing, like in this type of condition, like a VG Plus one of these goes for like, I don't know, about $100. There are a couple Sinatra records that are valuable. This one and the mono copy of Sinatra at the Sands is also creeping up in price. That's getting pretty expensive.
Yes.
But this one I got because I feel like this is just an incredible record to find.
It's a beautiful cover.
And it's a great
I love
cover.
those early Sinatra covers. They're so cool.
So 2 more. We went to another shop. I think this was Analog Addiction or something, or Vinyl Addiction. I can't remember the town in New Jersey. Kevin was digging in one bin and I was digging the other. He found it's the Art Blakey. I forget what it was. Anyway, there was actually some really excellent stuff in this record store. And I was seeing what he was getting, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you got to that bin before I did. And I was searching in another bin. There wasn't really much in there, except I came across this. And this is a Bergenfield pressing of a Garland for Red. And it was priced at $40. And I guess you would say it's VG, but I mean, this thing plays like perfect. Like a little bit of little crackle here and there. Visually, I mean, there are, a little bit of scuffing, like you can see that one right there. But I mean, this thing plays perfect, and this is like a pretty expensive record, and it's not the NYC label. It's the Bergenfield, so I think it came out in '59, I think, or 50.
Yeah, it came out a year later.
Well, the first one came out in '56, and this is his first lead record on Prestige, which might be his first lead record, period. And it has it's Red Garland, Paul Chambers, and Art Taylor, and there is just something special about an early sounding this like record. Like it's like the music is amplified by like the pressing. I feel like it's just a beautiful listen.
Did Kevin take you to Tony Soprano's club to pick up a dead body?
So this is nice, and the cover's in pretty good condition. There's a little tape up here, which I'm just going to keep. Sometimes I just decide, because I try to clean up the covers as best as I can, but sometimes you can mess them up if you try to mess around, but it's in really nice condition. The spine is really good.
That's,
Ethan
really,
else can stop looking around.
that's one of the best ones too. It took me a while to get a copy of that.
Yeah,
Rob, don't forget the cannoli.
What?
Don't forget the cannoli.
Yeah, that's the secret password.
Exactly.
When Mike answers the phone, it's Kevin. Don't forget the cannoli. Mike has to get up and help him bury a dead body.
Wait, I have one more to show, Chris.
Oh.
And this one, I think I got on Discogs. I just threw an offer in, and the guy accepted it. And this is a record I've wanted.
Was it an offer he couldn't refuse?
This is Donald Byrd Fuego, and it is a white bee, but it is Van Gelder in the dead wax. So it's it's got nice metal work associated with it, and I mean it's a really great record. I got it for a great price. It's in really, I mean the jacket obviously has springware, but the record's in.
This one is Jack McLean, right? It's not Pepper Adams,
So this is Jackie McLean, Duke Pearson, who the solos on some of these Blue Note records, like on the piano. Like I've listened to that new Tone Poet, the Sonny Clark trio. That is such a good record. He's so good on that. Doug Watkins on bass, and then the underappreciated Lex Humphreys
on drums.
Yeah. So this is a great lineup. Anyway, so
Mike, do you know that serial killer they arrested in Long Island?
Oh yeah, was he a doctor or something?
Was it Hex Lumpfries?
No, they found an interview with him a while ago.
He was an architect.
But he says, when I want a job done, I take out the hammer and I whack it.
Oh shit!
All right. So, anyways, that's what I got this past week, and yeah, I mean, this is, there's not a lot of new stuff in here, but when it comes to like some really good old labels, I'm so happy. Really great pickups.
Good evening.
Thanks to
Arnaldo,
Kevin.
thanks for joining. Sorry, Mike.
Huh?
Thanks, Arnaldo, for joining. Arnaldo's here today.
Oh, hey, Arnaldo. How's it going?
All right, I've got some stuff. Oh. Not that much, though. And by the way, the line is, leave the gun, take the cannoli. You guys are screwing it up.
Thank you, Brandon.
Don't forget the cannoli.
Leave the gun, take the cannoli. I picked up this. It's pretty cool. Actually, one I didn't know. It's Elvin Jones.
That's a 5-head.
Yeah, it's got a 5-head. It's a Liberty. It's in the starting to get funky. I think it's 69. What's the title of it? Merry-Go-Round.
I think his wife did something with that record. Like she was, like she had some song. Like there's one song I remember getting that last year. There's like a song like halfway through the album that almost sounds like a circus song. It's like this like organ type like
merry-go-round, like a merry-go-round.
Merry-go-round. Yeah, that's kind of.
Oh, by the way, I have the same one, Mike, except it's not a promo.
Mike has left the building.
Oh, that's the mono.
Yeah, it's a mono. I actually used to have a stereo, and I got the mono because I got such a good deal, and it was perfect. And it just sounded.
Sorry,
better.
I'm back. I was just refilling my beer. What did you show?
We were just talking about you.
Yeah.
I said.
I know. I could hear. What would you? Oh,
mine is the same.
That's a mono.
Yeah, but it's not a promo.
Yeah.
But
hey, you know what I noticed?
I had a stereo. I had a 2-eye stereo, and when I got this one, it was so clean. I kept the mono.
Look how high on the mono the black is at the bottom, and I guess this was just how the stereo looked because the MoFi one looks like this, but the mono one has a really high black.
I think mine's in the middle.
So
mine's in the middle. I think it depends on what part of the country you're in right now.
Probably
the flood line. Right here.
It's still higher than the stereo.
Right.
So am I.
Okay, this is a really cool. I've seen this for like $12, $10, but it was $5 mint, and this is a really good contemporary Joe Farrell. I think it's 79. George Cables, Freddie Hubbard. Tony Dumas and Peter Erskine on drums, and I see that
Oh.
name every once in a while.
You're Erskine, yeah. I would buy that for $5 all day long, man.
Hell yeah. Sonic Text, Joe Farrell. It's not as funky as people say it is. It's actually kind of slightly funky hard bop.
Mm-hmm.
Not
I'm
as
trying to remember who Peter Erskine played with all the time. Shit, I don't remember.
I don't know.
I think he's on the Joe Henderson that's on Contemporary too.
Yeah.
The live one?
No. It's like 1981. I'm almost sure Peter Erskine's on that.
Yeah, that Camarillo.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought Camarillo.
Chilling at Camarillo. What is it? Chilling at Camarillo or
No, it's live at Camarillo.
no?
Is
It's
it?
chilling. No, it's chilling at Camarillo or
Relaxing.
relaxing at Camarillo.
Yeah.
And it's not live? I thought Chick Corea was on that.
No, the wrong one. That's I don't think that's live.
Oh. Okay.
Did I show this already?
Yeah, it's great though.
Okay. Showed that last week, I guess. Pick this up. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, I was looking at added that to my want list today.
A solid state.
Yeah.
It's a little out there. It's got a great lineup. Actually, it's Woody Shaw, Chick Corea, Horace Arnold. I don't understand. Sometimes he's Horace Arnold. Sometimes he spells it Horace C. On drums. Dave Hollett bass. Jack DeJohnette also on drums. And Hubert Laws on flute. And I think, as I recall, I was playing it over. It's half Woody Shaw, half Hubert Laws, and it's probably half Horace C. Arnold and half Jack DeJohnette.
3 halves.
Yeah.
Yes, 4 halves actually.
That's his third record. It came out, or no. Yeah, it came out after.
I mean, check out that. The cover is amazing.
Yeah, it's cool.
So cool. Kinda
That's a silhouette of Mike throwing the dead body off the top of the building.
That's right. Yeah, Erskine was in Weather Report. That's right.
Okay.
Small Simon, nice, Angelo.
I picked this up. This is really cool. This is another one of those Souf Contenu French labels. Sounds good. The packaging these guys do is really good. It's all, they give you nice inner sleeves. It's like, I don't know, I guess it's about 160 grams, I would guess. But it's nice. It's hefty.
Is that a recent reissue?
Yeah, it's like a 2019. And I think they're all, if it says restored and remastered by this guy, Gilles Lebour, I think it means they got the original tapes.
Yeah, a lot of them are from tape.
Yeah, and I think if it says restored and remastered, that's kind of your clue. Because I know that the Jean Capone I got is from the original, as well as the Ted Curson pop.
And originals of that label, Palm, are very, hard, especially in the United States, they're impossible to find.
They're really hard to find. I mean, they're not like insanely expensive, but they're like $100 and really hard to find. So
you're talking about Palm, the label Palm.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys are saying?
Yeah.
That there's some records on that. There's a Frank Lowe record on that label that's like $800.
Right.
So, but there's probably a few titles that are really real hefty when it comes to the price.
All right. So this is awesome.
Yeah, I've been waiting to get that. So what's the difference? There's 2 different colors. There's one with like an Asian kabuki.
Yeah, it's just that's just either a cobblestone or a muse. It's just that's the Dutch one.
TI stands for Timeless Muse.
Here's the Timeless.
This music.
There's a Muse copy that has the it just, I don't know, the cover looks kind of cheesy on the Muse, so I went for the original. And there you go. Nice Timeless pressing.
I ordered that one you posted today from eBay.
Huh? Oh, did you get it? Good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good. It's like you can't really go wrong with the price. This is really cool.
I don't know where they recorded for Timeless, but the few that I have, they're recorded really well.
Yeah.
I really like how the instruments are recorded.
Yeah. Well,
Well, some of them were done by this guy. I'm gonna mispronounce his last name, Max Bowler or something, and he was like the Dutch Rudy Van Gelder. So, and I know a few years ago, well, more than a few years ago, he actually wrote a book. I can't even find it. I looked for it a few years ago, but that's probably part of the reason why it sounds so good. Hold on one second. My dog misbehaving.
The only three I have are the two Rain de Graffs and Lewis Hayes. This is Joe McPhee.
Yeah.
This is a really cool. It's called Nation Time.
I have the Superior Viaduct.
It's a super hard one to find.
Yeah. Even the Superior Viaduct. Well,
is that an original, Brandon?
No.
Okay.
I believe you could still get the Superior Viaduct on their website. I think it's still available.
So,
this is Superior Viaduct.
Yeah, I have that one. It sounds great. Their records sound really good for $20.
Yeah, it was 20. It was 23, I think.
Yeah,
and it was 23 brand new. I picked it up. It's got a nice little. It comes in some good stuff. Good packaging. Has a little story inside. Anyway, this is a cool, slightly avant, slightly funky.
But it's live
session.
Yeah.
And I think he's playing sax on this one. He also plays toy trumpet on some records, but on that one, I think he's playing mostly sax. So that was it.
Awesome, man.
I got a gigantic stack to show.
Can I show some stuff quick, Rob?
Oh, yeah.
All right, go ahead, Jay.
Before you blow us away with your 45 records you got from the different record auctions that you do. So I've been really getting into Peter Brotzman recently. It kind of sparked before he died, and then it really amped up after. I've been able to find some stuff like locally at different stores, but for this one, I've been really looking for. This one's called Balls. Rob, I bet you really like this one, but we're not going to talk about why.
What are you saying as I eat from a bag of nuts?
Your actions speak for itself, Rob. So this is a really good one. This is one of the early FMP ones. This is from like 1970. It ends up the three of them work pretty kind of regularly throughout the 70s, and then really even beyond, especially Brotzman and Bennick work even into like the 2000s and beyond. But this is a really great one. Peter Brotzman's only playing the tenor sax on this, so you don't really get that kind of variability that you do get with some of his other records where he kind of changes things up. But I thought this one was really great. If you do like free jazz, obviously kind of Peter Brotzman is another level of free jazz, but this one was really great that I was able to find this week.
Hey, can I be annoying and just ask to show the label, because
Sure.
I don't have any FMPs.
Yeah, so this one I bought this one on Discogs. It came from like Oregon, and it came across the country in like 2 days. It was like crazy for media mail. It's in pretty rough condition, but the record itself, this is not the original pressing. This is like a later 70s that has
You didn't get that from Dig Vinyl, did you?
No, it was Mum Jum or something like that. Okay. It was just that it was like Southern Oregon, like real, almost like it seemed like it was in between like Portland and like San Francisco in terms of like kind of was like equidistant to both. But this one was really great.
Jeffrey.
This one was really good. I went to with my family, kind of extended family, to the Jersey Shore, and on my way back, I went to a store in northern Jersey. It was Revila Grooves and Gear. I don't know if the mics have been there or not. It's not super. It didn't seem like it was super far from New York City. That's why I kind of wasn't sure. Have either of you guys been there or no?
I have not.
Yeah, I think it's Revela in New Jersey. Let me double
Okay,
check.
yeah, it's like
Was Snooki there? No.
Huh?
Jersey Shore.
Oh yes, I have been there. That's a good store. What
Was
did you
there?
did you think it was a good store?
so. I
You have to dig through everything.
yeah. So I don't. I had a lot of. I had high expectations for the store, and I don't want to like talk shit about it because it wasn't like it wasn't a bad store. It was definitely good. I only came out with one record. They did have a original Pharoah Sanders Pharaoh on Indian Navigation that they'd actually just gotten in the day before. If the
How much was that?
What'd you say?
How much is that?
It was $350, but the problem was it was in VG minus condition, and I kind of went. And the great thing about the store is they had 3 different listening stations, and so they allowed anybody to kind of check anything out off the wall. So I grabbed that off the wall and I played it, and it was too noisy for. I mean, even that price. But I have a feeling that if it had been in better condition, it probably would have been $600 to $800 at least, or even more. There wasn't a lot. I mean, I flipped through the jazz bins, and I mean, honestly, I didn't even really see a lot of stuff that I knew. Like it was like artists that it wasn't even like, oh, there's like Miles Davis, or oh, there's like Coltrane, or it wasn't even like stuff that I had. It was a lot of stuff I'd never even heard of before. But I did come out with this record, which I had been looking for. This is Jimmy Lyons' Other Afternoons, BYG Actuel. I have a few Jimmy Lyons records that I picked up from my trip to Hudson Valley last month. But this one was a really kind of great one that I was looking for. This has got, I think the lineup on the, so you've got Lester Bowie as on trumpet, Jimmy Lyons alto sax, Alan Silva bass, and Andrew Surreal on the drums. So it's a really great free jazz leaning lineup. I
like Andrew Surreal.
Yeah, I didn't really feel that this one was super free, but this one was really good. I really like Jimmy Lyons' tone, and I was really excited to pick this up. So it was worth the trip to there. So I would have liked to find more again, but sometimes you're not there at the perfect time. So that's all that was. Just a few more. This is another one that's kind of leaning more Peter Brotzman. This is Last Exit, Noise of Trouble. So this is the group that Peter Brotzman was in the 80s. That's more like almost like metal meets free jazz. Got Sonny Chirac on the guitar. It's kind of him and Peter Brotzman really just going back and forth. Interesting thing about this one, though, is that it also has Herbie Hancock on the piano. I don't know how much he features on this one because I don't think he wasn't really part of this group Last Exit, but he is on this one. But this one was a really good one. I was really impressed. I mean, it is intense, but I think I put in the group chat a few days ago about the fact that this would be a good entry point for someone that was into like metal or kind of maybe like hard rock type stuff. But obviously you're then going to be met when Peter Brotzman comes in on the sax with just very like loud blaring sax playing. So you have to kind of be okay with that. It's not like a gentle thing. And then the last one, I've had this record for a while. And I know I talked to Felipe about this one. I had made a video last month about the vinyl or the record pie flattening device. And this was the one record that I wasn't able to flatten. And I was really disappointed because this was kind of one of the records that came to mind when I was thinking about purchasing it. You can obviously tell that the cover is in absolutely incredible condition.
That's sarcasm, everybody.
And the back doesn't really is much better.
Reflects the music.
But it's an audition copy. It's an original, and I'll show the labels. This one was, I think, Is
it a 4100, Joe?
This is 4206.
42.
So this is.
Mm-hmm.
So it was an original.
Can you show us how warped it is?
It was super warped. I'm actually thinking of making. I might put up like a short video of just the before and after,
cool.
because the before was like really, really warped. I did play it when I got it. I've had the record for like a year and a half now, and I did play it, and it played through fine, but it was a pretty substantial warp for what it was, even more so than I think a lot of people would be okay with. But I did try using the there's different adapters that come with the Record Pi, and one of the ones that comes with it is like designed for like dish warps, and so I kind of experimented using that, and I was curious to see if that did it. And after 2 more cycles of that, it's completely flat now. So I continuing to have really great success with the Record Pi. I really can't say enough. But you obviously have to have warped records. I mean, if you have like 2 warped records, you might as well send it to me or Felipe. I mean, because that's not worth it. But I mean, I think I flattened probably 12 records at this point. So
I got about 20 in my Bill Evans box set.
Chris, shut the fuck up.
It's true though. It's true.
Hey, you know what, Joe? When we exchange that record, I have a couple records I want you to flatten for me.
Sure, yeah, just send them to me, and
okay, all right.
If there's anything, yeah. So, but yeah, I was really glad, because I think when I bought it, it was like, I think I paid maybe $125 for the contours, and I knew that I think there's a Tone Poet, but it was one of the early Tone Poets. So
it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, I think it was one of the first ones, and I was like leaning like, oh, if this ends up being too warped where it's not going to play, then I can always just send it back and I'll just get the Tone Poet. But I knew that the Tone Poet, I think at that time, and I don't know I don't know how widely available that one is. Do you guys know?
Will be repressed one day.
Okay.
I mean, when it was available, it was not hard to get.
Right. But I know that, like, I know with some, like Nigeria, they just recently repressed that one, and there are some that are still like available even from that early run. But
like the Chet Baker in Nigeria, I think instantly people know those albums and bought them.
Yeah,
I think that Sam Rivers took a while for people to catch on.
Right. Well, and I also think that it didn't help that Nigeria came out like 3 weeks before the lockdown with COVID, because I remember buying that, and that was actually the last time that I stepped into a record store for like 3.5 months. So I think it was like the beginning of March 2020. So that might not have helped it either, is that as people went into lockdown, they were.
No, it came out. It says it came out in 2019.
I think
I'm talking about Nigeria, Chris.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry.
Yeah.
Chris.
Etc. was the first title in 2019 to come out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I was kind of leaning on that, but I mean the cover is still really rough. I'd love to find another cover for it, but I mean I've probably at least tripled the money that I spent for it. Which was good. So and the record is in really great shape. So it just.
I think I can get your cover, Joe. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
You know, I wish Discogs would add a feature to just search for covers people are selling.
Yeah.
Yes, there is actually a Facebook group, covers lost and found. Something like this it's called.
But I mean, it'd be better as a feature on Discogs, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would be great.
So go ahead, Felipe. Sorry.
No, just gonna wrap up on the Record Pi. I think people say, oh, if you get a warped record, just return it. But if it's a valuable old record, you can return it, and it's dear to you or something. I think it's a good investment. So I was about to pull the trigger. I wanted to fix some of my records. I bought it. I was being successful. Then Joe was on the fence. And we talked a lot about it. He bought one as well. Then we went over many protocols. You have to be patient. You got to, at some point, understand the process, how to deal with the records, work in safe temperatures, repeat cycles, change cycles. And we had like many long conversations about it. And I'm very successful too. I like it. And, maybe
Felipe,
go ahead.
would you say if you found a record that's worth like $500, but you found it warped, so you got it for 50, and by fixing it, you've automatically, is that a rationale or no?
It depends. If you see that it's a lip warp, don't buy it because you can fix it.
Yeah.
But if it's any type of like an S or a bow or whatever, you can fix it. You got to be patient. It's going to take a few cycles, and you can fix it for sure.
And I will say, kind of piggybacking on Felipe, that for some of the records that are like really significantly warped, it almost seems like, and this is kind of two different ways to approach it, that at least from my experience, the ones that are super warped actually are easier to fix than the ones that have just kind of a small warp to them. But also, as I said just a few minutes ago, using that different, it kind of came with 3 different fittings. And there was like a standard one. There was a dish warp, which essentially was just like a circle that went around it. And then there was a 45. Now, I will say with 45s, I've tried to flatten a few 45s, and I've had absolutely no success whatsoever. It's like nothing has happened. I don't know if it's an issue of temperature. It honestly, the device is really not made for 45s, just because it's like you're essentially almost like suspending the 45 within the metal plates. And it's like, I mean, having a small circle, and then you've got the record pie that goes around it that's like 3 times the size of it. And so I don't know what it is, if it just needs more cycles, but I tried 2 45s. I tried 145 2 times. I did the same temperature. I kind of fluctuated the time, and there was no difference whatsoever to it. So I don't know. The 45 side might not be the best approach, but yeah, when it comes to the warp records, I mean, I didn't want to say this on my video when I made it, but what I found was that, because I kind of, the last like 2 years, I've been looking to find a flattener to kind of to deal with the warp records, because I've had multiple Blue Note records that are expensive records that when I got home, as Felipe said, like, yeah, I can bring them back, but they played through the warp. They were in really incredible condition. And as you said, Rob, I mean, like that Contours that I just showed, I think I paid $125 for that, and I may have only paid $100. And the condition that it's in now without the warp is probably 3 to 4 times that. I mean, even the cover is shit, but it's still that you can't play the cover, and unless you get someone that's really nitpicky, you know what I mean, someone's going to buy that for the record itself and then just try to find the cover later on. So but I mean, with I went back and forth between the record pie and the vinyl flat, which has been out, I think, for many years now. And I talked to like Bob Bradley, because he had a vinyl flat, and I talked to a few people that made like videos about using the vinyl flat. And I wasn't really satisfied with how you were supposed to do it, because like, as Felipe said, like when I was deciding to get the record pie, I had a lot of questions for him. And I was like, okay, what's the temperature? What am I supposed to do here? But it seemed manageable. Now, when I was talking with a few people about the vinyl flat, it seemed like my questions were really never answered, where it'd be like, oh, you could try it because on the vinyl flat, it's low, medium, high for the heat. There's no temperature.
What does it mean?
And you can buy, the nice thing about the vinyl flat, though, is you can buy the individual parts. So if you just wanted like the actual flattening device, you can buy that. And then for an extra like 60, 70, 80 bucks, you could get I think it's called the Groovy pouch, which essentially is where you put the record in if you want to try to like heat it up and try to get it to be flat. But it just, I wasn't really satisfied with not only what I saw, but also what I heard in terms of like, someone had said that halfway through using the vinyl flat, you're actually supposed to like rotate the record so that like where the point of contact of the heat is like even. And that's just ridiculous. Like I just felt like that was going to lead to more problems. And it wasn't like the thing was $100. I mean, you were spending, it was like $250 for that. So I'm not trying to shit on the vinyl flat, because there's people that have figured out how to use it. But I just felt that like I wasn't going to spend that kind of money and have so many unanswered questions. And so the record pies seem to be more universal in terms of, I mean, it took some time to figure out what's the optimum temperature. What do you feel comfortable doing? And the nice thing also is that it's a remote kind of on and off. So like, I know Felipe was telling me, like, Felipe could be in the middle of giving somebody a root canal, and it's been and it's been the amount of time, and so he can just click something on his phone in the app and it turns it off, and it's not like he has to rush back home to turn it off. So you can do it like midday. You don't have to wait until you're home or wait till the weekend or whatever. It's like you can be on the go and not have to worry about the thing overheating and so it for me it worked. But again, as I said at the beginning, like if you don't have enough vinyl records that are warped, it's not worth it, because it's $275, and so it's not. But if you're somebody that has a lot, that wants to not only be able to flatten them so that maybe they are playable, but also, I mean, if you're kind of thinking about it from the other aspect, like if you want to be able to buy something cheap and then potentially flip it later on for substantially more, I mean, that's also obviously something you could do potentially. If you
Absolutely that, Joe. I agree. I mean, once you start using it, you get more comfortable increasing the temperatures, because 125 doesn't do much for the records.
Right.
You gotta be above 130. And to me, I mean, I ran a science lab, so looking at all the devices, that's the one that made sense to me, because this kind of works similar to like $1,500 devices. So if you're on top of it, you have control and know what you're doing. And one thing I found, newer records, like a new release, if you buy like a new release and it comes warped, it's much easier to fix than an old record. An old record is going to take longer, for sure.
Yep.
All right, I gotta ask a question to Brandon. A while ago, Joe Marino paid $2 to know what's up with the silver nitrate shirt. You're muted, I think. I can hear you.
Brandon, you're muted. Yeah. He drank some silver nitrate.
I didn't mean I was muted. I went to get my drink. So silver nitrate is the original, the second photographic process developed in 1850. It's called wet plate collodion, and the silver nitrate is the sensitizer. So I have lots of silver nitrate at my home, and this was made by some photographer that also does the process. So there you go. That's it.
Awesome.
Sensitizer.
That's nice.
If you stay till the end, Brandon will explain how to make a bomb.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna hop off, guys. I got some things to do, so I'll talk to you guys later. I'll be in contact with you, Rob.
Hold on. Your Sam Rivers, does it have the NYC label or the New York label, or is it a Liberty label?
New York. It's the New York label.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was in. So I talked about Rochester, the Bob Shop. It was actually in the basement at the Bob Shop, and I think it was down there because of the fact that it was warped, but also the cover was in. I mean, you guys saw what the cover looked like, so it was pretty rough. But it was one of those things I was able to fix it. So took a while. I think it took 8 cycles in the record pie to get it to be flat. So it took a while, but it is what it is. So I'll talk to you guys later. It's good.
See you,
Good to be
Joe.
on again.
Wow.
Yeah, so Rob, I'm about to ship back everything to you.
right.
Those
Thank
two I couldn't fix.
Thank you, Felipe. I appreciate it. It was really just that Charles Erlin one.
Yeah, everything is fixed.
Did you listen to that one?
It's great. I'm buying one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the one with
It's
Joe
the last,
Henderson?
it's the last album Lee Morgan was on.
Yeah.
Just tell Rob it melted, man, and keep it. You won't know any better.
Listen, Chris.
What?
Do you want to see some albums I picked up this week?
Yeah.
As long as you're not completely related.
Quick, Mike, jump in and show your records.
Huh?
Is that jump in? And
Here, I'm going
your
to show my
records?
records again. How's that?
By the way, I've started getting in on getting the mono and the stereo version of. When I find them, I'm keeping them.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I think the mono sounds better on this, but these are both OG copies. So
Are
You're
they
moving
both?
around so much, it's like a blur, dude, because you're fuzzy. So you gotta hold them
I
still.
don't know what I have to do. I have to run diagnostics. I'll do it after I leave.
Just go really slow, like a robot.
Let's go biopsy, Rob.
I think some people would prefer unblurred, right?
Fair.
Does anyone know this record? Can you see it?
No.
Sort of.
Mm.
Hold it still.
It looks like it looks like an
Dave
ECM.
Holland.
Dave Holland.
Steve
Young
Coleman.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking iPad.
There's like
You know what? I could
on the record.
I could try and get on my iPad and see if that's better. You want me
Okay.
to? Is it really that bad?
Yeah, it's pretty
terrible.
Okay, let me get on my iPad and see what that.
It's like
does.
trying to be in a video chat room with some chick in 1996.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Jack?
ICQ. ICQ, right?
Yeah. Fucking RCQ with a fucking 56K modem and shit.
Yeah, we need that.
I gotta make a decision. Should I stay on ICQ or keep running my Napster?
Yeah, no shit. Oh man.
You people are horrible.
It's
Awful.
normal.
Hold on.
Mike, did
Hey, have you
fi-
tried turning it off and on again?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Uh,
Huh?
I have to run diagnostics on it. That's what it's recommended.
What's wrong?
Well,
Mike?
hold on.
Four
I
edibles
was
or
gonna-
something?
Hey, Caesar.
No, I was gonna. Mike, did you get any new pickups since last time you were up?
Yeah, I got like 6. I think I got about 5 or 6 today. Let's see. All right, first, and this is the one I played. This Eric Alexander. It's on the Venus. It's from 2008. I have about 12 Eric Alexander recordings, so I'm really familiar with them. This is really good.
So, Mike, are you getting that from Chad or somewhere else?
Yeah, no, I actually got this from Chad because it was on sale for $25,
That's
and
good.
you get it at 39.
Because they gone up, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, it's $25. So I hopped on it, and it's all basically standards. They lead off with Stanley Turrentine song, which is really good. Excellent recording. So that came today.
Can we look at that cover again? Did you see my GIF about my GIF?
Yeah,
comment?
I did. I
It
respect.
reminds me of Michael Scott when he's telling Toby, he's like, "I'll fucking kill you." He's not playing the saxophone.
And then I got 2 Steve Lacy's that came out from the this label, Italian label. I started to play one of them, and it actually sounds really good. And then here's the other one.
Oh, nice.
So I'm excited to listen to that. And then I got this earlier in the week.
Nice.
This is an album by this vibe player, Jason Adowitz. He's from Chicago. I have like 3 of his albums. But this was there's a documentary on the writer Barry Gifford. You remember if any of you guys have seen the movie Wild at Heart?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's the one. He wrote the book and all that. And they did a documentary on him, and based on some of his short stories based in Chicago. And some of the music from this recording is featured in that documentary. And this is really good. It has like all the Chicago guys on there. There's Jonathan Doyle on saxophone, Josh Berman on cornet, Joshua Abrams on bass. Joshua Abrams is the guy that's behind Natural Information Society, which has an excellent recording out now. And one of the best living drummers now, Hamid Drake, is also on it. This is and it's laid back because it's music for a film, but it's really good. It's really good.
Yeah, I love that cover.
Yeah.
How much is it? Did it run?
Oh, it was. I think it was maybe it was like $20, but supposedly this is on a label called Corbett versus Dempsey out of Chicago, and the guy that John Corbett owns an art gallery in Chicago, and I think on Dusty Groove's website it said that only 500 of these are going to be made.
Oh, wow.
And it was only $20.
Yeah. Their label is real. High quality stuff, good artwork, and the recordings are very inexpensive.
Yeah, I was totally drawn to that cover the first time I saw it, and then when I found out the vibe player, I wanted.
And then the inside has like an excerpt from the short Barry Gifford's short story. Really good, and I love Jason Adowitz. I was happy to get that, and I think that's about it. I mean, I got some other stuff, but all that is 2 prestige titles from Tad. I got
Flanagan.
I got Flanagan because I have a Japanese copy, and then I got the Red Garland. So.
All
you
morning
should take
long.
all your.
Hmm?
Sorry, I was gonna say you should take all of your dupes that you want to get rid of and do an auction with Rob.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I actually pulled most of them off the shelf already.
It only charges like a kidney to be on the auction.
Maybe you can get a new camera.
How do I look now?
Oh, great, dude! It actually looks really good.
You look like hell.
You look.
It sounded like you were wrestling with a couple people.
I have a MacBook Pro, so something must be off with the connection of the camera. So.
It's like showing a new perspective of you. It's like a little bit different.
The camera's off to the side instead of the top. So
yeah,
Jack was gone.
Oh,
well, whatever. So okay, can you see this now?
Absolutely,
perfect.
Much better.
This is outstanding. Does anyone have this?
Mm-mm.
No.
it looks cool though.
I've already seen it a couple times though.
Is that a CM?
Yeah, it's a digital. It's digital.
Oh, I don't buy digital.
But it sounds good. Good.
Felipe has like 400 mofos.
I believe the whole album's improvised, but it sounds very organized, if that makes sense. They're very cohesive. It's good. Brandon doesn't like this album. This is an 80s reissue.
Yeah.
But this is really good, and this actually sounds good. Does anyone have stuff on this Bainbridge?
Yeah, I think I have one.
Bainbridge Island. I've been there.
As Mike says, the original of this goes for insane money.
Yeah, and then I have I forgot what year it was, but for Record Store Day, they reissued that again, and there's some extras on it, and there's some nice liner notes.
Thompson Square did it.
Yeah, Thompson Square.
Yeah, I remember that reissue.
Does the OG have the same cover?
No.
It's a painting, actually.
It's a painting, but I mean, this was $9. It sounds really. It's
yeah.
good. I'm sure it's
the original was on Time. Some of these Time records are really expensive.
Mm-hmm.
He has another.
It depends.
Yes, but some of the jazz titles, like who's on Time?
Kenny Dorham,
Booker Little,
Max Roach.
Kenny Dorham had 2 records.
Yeah, I picked up a Max Roach on Time, Alabama, for like $10.
There's another Sonny Clark that I do like that's on Time called Sonny's Crib.
Oh yeah,
it's not a trio. I think it's a quartet and a quintet. But I like that record a lot. I'm just not into that trio one.
It's good chill trio music. It's fine.
No, Felipe, they used that title again, I think, for a Time release. Yeah.
Not Sonny's Crib, Sonny's Crypt.
Oh,
but actually, yeah, but on this album,
did you do the Crip Walk in the record? No.
Sonny's Crypt.
Oh, crap. Okay.
No. There's two.
Benny
Right,
Green.
right.
There's a
Dogg
Benny
showed up
Green
for a
one.
cameo.
I think
But
the first one was actually Benny Green, or no,
you're
Sonny
right.
Clark.
Okay,
Sorry.
it was Benny Green, but
Thank
there's
you.
a reissue of it that it's a Sonny Clark.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, but I have it's you're right. It's a Benny Green title.
It's very easy to follow. Okay.
So this is one of those Blue Note reissue series, but this was originally on Pacific Jazz as
Mm-hmm.
Ritual. The Ritual.
Yeah.
Is that a U.S. pressing or a French pressing?
No, this is U.S.
US.
Okay. Well, some of them are French.
Yeah, some are. This
You're
is
French.
but this
No,
is
I'm
really
not.
good.
I'm the opposite of French.
Oh, man.
So it's a good lineup there. Jackie McLean, Bill Hardman, Sam Dockery, and one of the best names in jazz, Spanky DeBrest.
I'm not too
Huh?
familiar.
Oh
with
well,
Sam
hang
Dockery.
on then. What
So just a little confusion on the peanut gallery. Nicole is Bernie Graham, his CD only, and Kevin Gray, Jeff, he has a badass custom-made stereo vinyl system at home.
Yeah, it's Bernie Grumman. That's sad news that Bernie Grumman doesn't listen to records, but oh well.
Maybe he has a hearing aid.
I doubt it. Everyone be able to cut records.
These were
Benny Green.
these are pickups yesterday from Freak Beat. They have a
Oh,
one.
it's just Benny Green.
Mm-hmm.
That's on time. Oh yeah,
This
yeah.
was the time Benny Green. It was re-released.
Ooh, Jimmy
as-
Forrest.
So one of the songs is Sonny Clark's on it. One of the songs is Sonny's Crypt, and this was re-released as Sonny's Crypt
All right.
later.
Okay.
That's how I got confused.
Makes sense.
But it's a time Sonny Clark, but it's actually a Benny Green.
It's your turn again, Rob.
So I went to Freak Beat yesterday. They have this once-a-year sale where it's a killer sale. So most of these came from there.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
What records are on that? Did you already say that?
No, this is a most of these are records that were never released. This is a re-release of an album called The Ritual that Pacific Jazz put out.
Oh, no. The Ritual's on Bethlehem.
Dude, it's on Pacific Jazz.
It's on Pacific Jazz.
It says right on the cover, it's Pacific Jazz.
Okay.
Now, so
Whatever.
Listen,
Trying to make a damn point.
our rival mob gangs are going to go to war, Mike.
that's right.
This is one album I've been waiting to buy from Freak Beat until they had the sale.
Mm.
I'm surprised no one bought this album.
That's
This-
an excellent one.
This is killer, and it's a mint mono copy of this album.
Nice.
And
Yeah, I
I'm,
have a mono
I'm
copy.
surprised that this doesn't go for much money. This is a killer album,
Atlantic.
It is really good.
and it has Bill Barron and George Arvantos is on here,
Yeah.
and Bushler and Dick Burke.
Big
That's-
Bert in the house.
Yeah, I highly recommend getting this album.
Yeah, I
It's-
think I want to get.
Yeah,
That's
like,
decent. It's a
mine
boot.
was really cheap too.
I'm surprised it doesn't go for a lot of money.
Nobody knows who he is. That's why.
Well,
he played with Mingus.
and
I
Eric
know who he is. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that, and it's also on Atlantic, so it's not like it's a Blue Note.
Right.
That's a great
I
record there.
not too long ago, I got a stereo of this. This is a mono, another one with the same label. So this was fairly cheap for this mono.
Do you like that record enough to keep both of them?
I do have a 70s reissue that I'll probably sell.
Okay.
That's originally how I had it. And that's a stereo. But I'll probably keep both because this isn't in the best condition. Plays with slight noise. My stereo's in really nice shape. I bought it. I had this, and I just got another copy and see which is better. But this is a great album, so I'll probably sell one of them.
Is it expensive?
Yeah, it starts around 60 bucks ish, then goes up from there depending on condition. So nothing on Impulse by him is bad as far as I'm concerned. Nothing by him is bad anyway. This came in the mail today.
I had a bad peanut butter sandwich you made one time. That was
I
funny.
don't know where's the camera. I don't know where the camera. This is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
I got this at a peer pressure, but I'm happy with it.
I gotta find that.
It's not that expensive too. That's a cheap one.
No.
This is funny. This album's been repressed so many times This is that original Jazz Messenger on Columbia.
Oh
album.
yeah.
That's the Pacific Jazz.
No, that's
Listen, hey Kevin, when you go out to get rid of a dead body with Mike, can he be one of them?
Leave him there.
This album goes for a lot of money. It's a blues record, and this is one of those
OBC.
the Chess Masters from the '80s.
Yeah.
But this wasn't pressed a lot. A
Is
lot of people.
It's an OBC.
No, original
Well,
Chess
that-
Masters.
Oh, chess. Oh well. So
It's the distribution copy.
Nice.
Okay, I hear a lot of bad things, but I just want to be a completist with
Are they about you?
Grant. Listen,
That's funny. Come on.
this Grant Green out. Basically, this is Grant Green doing easy listening music.
Uh,
This was his last album. He died 3 months after this album. He
Oh, wow.
recorded it.
Is it bad?
I haven't listened to it yet. I mean, I have to clean and listen to it. But
If it's bad, that's what killed him.
probably. I mean, come
I
on.
like the train.
Are there any good jazz albums with a train like that on it?
Yeah, the Jimmy Smith record on Blue Note's
Yeah,
good.
B&O.
B&O, yeah.
Does anyone know this label? It's here. I haven't really seen this label.
I can't see it. Hang on.
Oh,
It's
Too
horrible.
bright.
Too bright.
where's
Man,
yeah,
that's absolutely terrible.
I know.
Versatile? No.
I'm
Is
interested
it
in
stereo and mono.
yes, in both. Here's the inside. Look, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool cover. I've seen that record a bunch of times.
Well, it's his last album. So came out in '78, I think.
It's giving disco.
I have an OG of this in really rough shape, and this is an '80s reissue.
Yeah. Is that green label?
No, the
The rainbow?
Rainbow.
Yeah.
But
That's a good record, man. That's a really good record. I've got an OG and I've got a crappy reissue.
Yeah. This is. I already have a German version of this OG. This is a US OG of this. So I'll probably see which one I want, and I'll sell the other one.
I mean, the new one sounds, the new reissue that's part of the series sounds so damn good.
It's a new high.
I'm gonna sell one of them. I have an OG of this, a 6i. I think this is between two albums his best album. This or there's another one, but this is really good. And this is one of those special. It has one of the Columbia special products labels.
Right. It's like oh, okay, it's different.
Yeah.
So that's is that like 70s?
Yeah, but if you don't, this is such a good album.
Well, you put
That's a record that I get. Every time I see it, I grab it, and it becomes a friend.
You gave me one, Brandon. It's
it's
amazing. The music is beautiful.
I was amazed that I found a 6i in mint condition of this. But do you want me to put this in your stack, Chris?
Can you give it to me? Like everybody's giving records away, man.
Oh, that's a crazy good.
Well, you've been so nice to me tonight.
I am nice to you.
Yeah, give it to him.
Give
it. Your hat and your glasses, very good match.
I know you didn't pay much for it.
No, I didn't pay much for it.
What is that?
Hey, a guy's got to sell records.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is a cheap record, but it's got such a killer lineup on it. I don't know Jack Milligan, but Buddy Collette, Jimmy Jufrey's on here, Bob Harrington, Harry Bassin, Larry Bunker's playing on here, and drums is Frank Capp.
Have you listened to it?
Huh? I haven't listened to it yet, but I've never seen a Blue Label Liberty. Have you?
I got one right here.
Is it a mono?
It's a mono. Usually the monos are green.
Yes.
Check this out. I've got this one. I listened to it yesterday. This one's beat to shit though. It's Herbie Harper with Bud Shank and Bob Gordon. It's Blue Label too. You know what's weird? This is like a $50 record if it's in nice shape, and I've never even heard of it before.
Well, why don't you give it to Felipe to flatten for you?
No, it's not. It's not. It's flat. It's just scratched to shit.
Does it have a deep groove, Rob?
Yeah, this one does.
No deep groove.
Yeah, this one does.
You know what this is?
Well, Liberty.
This
Some
is
I have early Liberties. That is not a deep groove.
you know what? I'm
it
wrong.
depends on the plant.
This is a Spanish issue. It's from Spain.
Womp womp.
Do you have this one, Chris?
No, but I'll take it.
This was at the estate sale I went to. I went to an estate sale in Malibu and kicked ass, but mostly all rock albums.
Yeah.
This was literally the only jazz record out of like 600 records.
Now, who's on that with him?
So it's mainly him with Bobby Moses and but Elvin Jones and Jimmy Garrison play 2 songs on here with him.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, I'll put that aside. Okay, this. You have this one?
No.
You want me to put this?
Have you listened to it?
Yeah.
Have you listened to that?
Who's it? What's it on?
I just got these yesterday. Most of them I haven't listened to. But this is on Enja.
Yeah, dude, I'd take that for sure.
That's a nice one.
This has turned out to be a nice little auction for me. It's not really an auction, I'll just buy it. That's great.
Who had that one? Was it Mike that had this one?
Stevie Ray Vaughan's on here. How is that song?
Huh?
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
So Stevie Ray Vaughan plays on 2 songs, and then John Scofield's on the rest of it.
Yeah.
But you know it instantly with Stevie Ray. I mean, it's totally his sound, and it's great. It's great. It's really good.
It's a killer lineup. Bernard Purdy's on here. Bob Cruchet.
Yeah, Dr. John plays piano and organ. Go back to that. I want to talk about it a little more.
All right.
So it's all like music celebrating the South. Like there's a Tennessee waltzes on there. It's a bunch of real bluesy shit and like a little bit of New Orleans in there. It's really good.
Yeah, that cover photograph is by a photographer that documented all the prostitutes in Storyville in New Orleans, and that I believe that's from the book Storyville.
Is it Belloc?
Yep, that's
Yeah,
it.
that's his name.
Yeah,
Yeah, he went to the French area in New Orleans.
yeah, and
That's like 1920,
No, it
1912.
It
No,
says
not-
1904. 1904.
yeah.
Okay.
Her name is Willie Mae Connelson.
Mm-hmm.
Her
Yeah.
occupation. It says occupation retired.
Yeah.
Those are glass negatives.
Mm.
Those
Oh,
are
okay.
that dude had silver nitrate.
Oh,
I have a
Tennessee
copy
was,
of this, so I'll probably see which one's better and sell the other one.
Yeah.
But this is killer. It sounds really good.
What is it?
It's both. It's a twofer, so it's both thermal and what's the other one?
Carnival?
It's no, it's Ngusu, and then Caravan. It's a Caravan and Ngusu.
Sure, yeah.
Ugetsu.
Cool.
It
Can we
gets it.
see the whole? Can we see the whole thing? Like the record cover? Can you hold it back? Look, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I got a Bill Evans like that. Or no, I don't. I sold it. Shit.
Let me see who. Sometimes Van Gelder did these.
Yeah.
No, this is a milestone.
Yeah.
If it's like a prestige one, then he did a lot of those. But I have this. It sounds amazing. So I actually have. I should get rid of both my two first because I have both those albums. So, all right, and then this one.
Mm-hmm.
This
What is
is
that?
Ray Garland, Richard Davis, and Roy Haynes.
What is that on?
Galaxy.
Yeah, but I guess right. Nice. Oh, it says it on the cover there.
Yeah, don't go on a game show.
I think I've got a Galaxy Red Garland I haven't listened to yet somewhere.
This album I grabbed off the wall. It's a psych album that goes for some money. It's on Verve. So it looked very interesting. I listened to a little bit of it. Sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, I see that record all the time. It's always on the wall somewhere.
Look, I had a copy of the Freedom Rider, a 70s White Bee. But I already have that reissue, Divine on Me Please reissue. So the price was a little more than it goes for. You want to see the
What was it going for, Rob?
Hey, Bill.
about $50? That's a little more than that goes for. Even with everything was at that when it was higher. A lot of the cheap stuff was 50% off, and that was everything else was 20% off. These are all the rock stuff I picked up. I got a Sparks record. This was at the estate sale. Sparks, Kinks, John Lennon.
Sparks just put out a new record.
And this is a British OG. This is a British Birds. This is a beautiful minty copy of the Mothers of Fillmore East. So at one time or another from selling records, I've had OG Creedence. Now I've decided I'm getting all the Creedence OGs. I'm going to keep them because they're just so.
Those are fantasy.
Yeah, they're just such good sounding records.
Yeah, but
I'd say on average, you can even if they're a little rough, they sound great. But these are minty, and they just are great sounding records, great recorded, and they're just the whole album. There's not a dud song on these.
Arnaldo wants to know if you're going to sell that Sparks record.
I am going to sell it.
What he wants to buy.
Do they do mono stereo for those, or were those just stereo?
I think there were monos.
That's cool.
These are stereos. So right now, the last 2 weeks, I've gotten 4 Creedence albums. So I've pretty much, I think need one more. So this is a British stereo, and it's cool. The Epic label.
Is that a stereo sticker on the back?
CBS label, huh?
What's that sticker on the back?
It's stereo.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. This
I have a Creedence question.
Yes.
Especially for Notes and Tones Mike and everyone else. For Creedence, is it weird that they like acted like they were from Louisiana even though they were from San Francisco? Like, I don't know.
I feel like they're good enough.
Mike, I have another question. What's your banana bread recipe?
I like banana bread. All right, anyway.
Is,
I have that.
You do? Do you like it?
No. I haven't listened to it.
George Harrison produced this. It's
my wife bought it because of that, and it's sitting right next to me over here. Actually, it's cool. It's like Indian music, it's not the Beatles.
This is some psych record.
Is that Roy's brother?
I don't know. I don't think so. Nice Kinks record. This is in beautiful condition. I bought most of these.
What's the reprise? What's the reprise label? What was the reprise label? Is it the brown one with the tugboat or whatever?
The tugboat? That's a freaking.
Yeah, it's got a tugboat. That's a whatever.
Beautiful condition.
I bought most tugboat. That's a tugboat label, man.
I thought it was I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's a different boat. That's what I've called it.
I don't know this one.
I can't see the title.
But guess what label this is on?
Something fucked up. I don't know what.
ESP.
Oh, ESP.
Cool. Yeah, they did the Fugs too. The Fugs are on ESP.
Wow, look at that.
What is that? Like, what is that? Rock or what?
I haven't listened to it yet. I picked it up. I think it's rock
or folk or
folk. Is it like experimental rock?
Yeah.
Steamboat. That's right. It's a steamboat. Dave.
Steamboat. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Steamboat.
Thank you, Dave.
It's like a wheeled steamboat from like
this OG Elton John. This is a band that Todd Rundgren was in first.
Nazi.
This is soundtrack.
Related to Mazzy.
Look at that. That's cool.
That's trippy, man. Can you move it around?
Yeah. Mike Bloomfield leads the band on there. And then an OG copy. I've never really found a good of the OG cover. This is one of the best covers of any album.
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of the leather kind of feeling, right?
Right, yeah. And this is in really nice shape. I have a copy. I think I have a Monarch regular one, not with this good cover. I might Frankenstein it out for that. But that's what else? I think I got yeah, that's it. That's what I picked up.
What's that?
So Ronaldo, reach out to me if you want the Sparks record. Maybe we can work something okay? Am I not pixelated anymore?
No, you're good, man.
All right.
Well, I got some records, but I want Mike to see them, so I have to wait.
Okay. I got a couple things here.
Okay.
Hey, Mike.
What?
Oh, Rob isn't done yet, so go ahead.
I'm done.
He's done.
I'm gonna show two for now. Two from the same guy, which are killer. I just got them today. Clean, play, they're amazing. Joe Farrell, Ken Funk on CTI.
No, yeah.
That's a good one.
That's really good. Man, they like breaking everything here.
All of his
And-
albums are good. On CDs.
Yeah. And Penny
yeah.
Whiteface.
Those are the
Oh, that's great too. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Those
this
are,
one has Herbie Hancock, Steve Gadd, Joe Beck. That stuff is killer. If you find one, I think both of them combined is less than $20.
Oh yeah.
and those both go really well together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. These
What's
are
the
really-
other one that's got like a blue cover with an eyeball? What's that one called?
Moon
Yeah.
germs, moon germs.
Maybe.
That was
Yeah.
called.
Those are like two of his albums are very ECM kind of albums, the Moon Germs. And then that one that came out is two different names and two different covers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dave from My Own Devices Audio Channel. These are really good like fusion records, 70s, Sistereski. These are really good ones for to check it out. Joe Farrell. Let me see what else I got here. These arrived today. This vinyl number 3, I think I mentioned earlier. Trident, Milestone.
Ooh, yeah, that's good. I like it.
It is playing really well. The sound quality here is outstanding. The music is beautiful. Again, Milestone. Really nice McCoy Tyner. Someone's got like a cat.
Who's got a fan next to their fucking microphone?
Hey,
Somebody-
does it say? Does it
Damn
say?
it, Rob.
Does it say who the producer is on the back of that? Who produced
Oh,
it?
there's a cat too. That's funny.
So, produced by Orin Keep News.
Okay.
Yeah.
McCoy Tyner, Ron Carter, Elvin Jones. That's it.
Yeah, because he started Milestone after Riverside went tits up.
Yeah. This sounds
Think it-
outstanding.
Did he sell Riverside off, or did it just go?
He just kind of went bankrupt and restarted as Milestone, from what I remember.
Yeah. Yeah. This is really good. One more that I got this week from Acoustic Sounds.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
It
Is that
doesn't.
an issue or what?
Yeah, that's the Pure Pleasure version.
Okay, cool. Nice.
It doesn't sound as good as the Live at Slugs. I think Live at Slugs has a better sound quality, but still, just beautiful record.
Really nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
And let me see what else. Speaking of which, Acoustic Sound is dropping the ball, right? So with the Bill Evans box, they asked me to scratch my records, send proof that I destroyed my records, and before they even had a day to send them back. In this same shipment, I had a defect, a pressing defect. It don't fuse, those white spots that don't play in the record. I sent a picture. I said, guys, can you replace it? They asked me first to, they sent me a FedEx label to ship the record back so they would evaluate, and then they would send a replacement if it was applicable. Which I thought was outrageous. I was like fuming. I mean, I'm no kid, right? I think that was stupid, ridiculous.
Agreed.
I think that's how you lose customers, and I buy less and less from them over time. I think it's,
Yeah. I mean, I buy less. I don't buy that much from them.
yeah, really shitty. That more and more. And I bought this really nice. It's a 2019 release from a French jazz band called Aldorand. You guys know this one?
No, that's cool.
That's really nice. So Aldorand comes from is a Star Wars inspiration.
Yeah,
Aldorand,
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's Princess
So-
Leia's home planet. That's
Yeah.
that's what the Death Star
Yeah.
is.
It's
Yeah, that's gone, bro. That planet's history.
Aldorand's gone. Millions of voices were silenced, but still,
That's right. They all cried out at once, and then they were silenced.
right? But basically, beautiful records. Good as a double French release. And I dig it. It's very keyboard, synthesizer, piano, more modern fusion jazz. Really good. I highly recommend this one. I liked it.
Are there any horns on it?
Huh?
Are there horns on it?
No, I don't think so, Mike. No.
Okay.
It's more like an ambient kind of thing. It's really good.
Any Jedi's or Stormtroopers play on it?
Oh yeah, does the Cantina band
Cantina
play
comes
on it?
in.
Yeah, it's Cantina Band. Yeah. Cool.
So before I get to the really hot stuff, just some records some OGs I picked at my local record shop. But honey, every good boy deserves
Oh,
fun.
cool.
That's the pink variation, but that's an OG.
Very cool.
Yeah. A Motown that I really liked it, and I got for well below average. The Irresistible Tammy Terrell. There was a record store day reissue not so long ago, but this is the OG, which is
I
not
think
hard,
I have that reissue, maybe.
I love that Motown label.
not easy to find.
Oh, yeah.
Another band that I'm really into now, I love these guys, the Intruders. That's the OG here, Cowboys.
Yeah.
I love this stuff. I really dig those guys. I really dig them. And lastly, last one also came today from VMP. He's playing really good. It's a really good record. Yeah,
Is that what is that?
that's
Slide.
Slide.
Emily Stone.
That's Slide.
Oh, very
It's a
cool.
really good one. That's a really good one. I got most of the OGs, but this one I didn't have, and
Wow.
I'm
Didn't they
glad
just
I picked.
announce that just like very recently?
Yeah, no, not this time. This title was a monthly release and a subscriber, but they're putting out more titles.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So now, a really cool promo muse I picked at my store. This Woody Shaw, Imagination.
Oh, yeah.
He's playing standards here, so the cover is pretty cool, right? And promo. He plays If I Were a Bell, Imagination, That Deer, Stormy Weather, Steve's Blues, and the band outstanding.
Stormy
Woody
Weather.
Shaw, Kirk Lightsey, Steve Turey, Ray Drummond, and Carl Allen. It is good. I mean, if it's standards, sometimes I say, standards, but
What year is that, Felipe? Isn't that one of his later albums or no?
that's a digital recording. Yes, that's an 88,
Yeah.
1988, yes.
Is he playing flugelhorn on that?
No, just trumpet.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, but was recorded at Englewood Cliffs, Van Gelder Recorded Studio, directed 2-track digital.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, beautiful record. Yeah, the version of If I Were a Bell is quite interesting. I like it. Now a reissue. That's
How does his version sound compared to Miles?
just a different interpretation, different take on that.
Does it start the same way?
Yes.
Doesn't it have Touré on trombone in it?
No trombone here. No.
Okay.
So this out of the 3 Sonny Rollins titles, Volume 1, Volume 2, and Nuke's Time, only Volume 1 and Volume 2 in Nuke's Time were done by Music Matters. So Volume 2, Music Matters did not reissue. So I got this guy here from Classic Records. It's a 200-gram pressing.
Nice.
Yeah. So I have all the Music Matters. Now this guy here, and I don't have OGs, but I have blue labels of those, Van Gelder. The difference is like astronomical. It's night and day. It's really, really big. So if you can grab a copy of Classic Records or any great reissue of Sonny Rollins records, they're going to sound much better than the early pressings, for sure.
That's when they need to put them out in the classic series.
Did
Yeah.
Music Matters do that one?
They did Volume 1 in Nuke's Time. They did not do Volume 2. That's
So
why I
that
think-
means that could be a tone poet then.
Exactly.
That'd be sweet.
And this is one is like J.J. Johnson, Horace Silver, Lawrence Monk, Paul Chambers, Art Blakey. That's pretty much the Jazz Messengers with Sonny Rollins,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
It's 1558. And lastly, speaking of 1500 series, had this copy on the wall and I had to grab it. Looks like a 75th anniversary, right?
Is it?
And it's thick, it's heavy. Look how nice it is. But it has a deep groove, has a Van-garde, and has a P.
Oh wow.
I'm
So
sorry, did you say that was a mono?
yeah, it's a mono. 1557 BLP. It's a BLP.
Wow.
So it was hard to identify actually. Blue Train is a record that I'm kind of thinking about putting together a video on how to identify early Blue Note labels, especially Blue Train is a tricky one. So this one has West. Can you see it? Sorry, out of focus. It sucks. Camera? Okay, good. He has the address of 4750 West 63rd, New York City. But he has the R here and has the ink on the back cover on the address. Right? Ink. So I had another copy. It's a 59. So it looks the same pretty much. The label, the pressing, I think up to the fifth or sixth is the same metalwork, right, Brandon?
Yeah.
I think it is. However, after 59, they have the R on the label. 57, 58, they have no R or ink on the address. However, from 57, 59, the address changed a little bit here. 47 West 63rd, that's what it says. And in this copy here, it says 43 West 40, 61st Street. The Curtis Foley in the picture, he looks messed up in the pressing. So
It looks good on the first pressing.
yeah. So this one here is a 61 pressing. And besides the address, a really cool thing I used to find out was because this thing is so pristine, so immaculate, that it came with the original inner sleeve. So if you look at the releases, I saw here Hubcap, which is a 61 release. And then then I started digging through, and that's how I found out. There's a 61, and the other one is a 59. But the metalwork is the same. The records sound as good as. So that's cool. I'm still trying to decide which one I'm going to keep, if both, or if I'm going to sell either one.
Which one plays better?
So that's which I'm still deciding. I haven't figured out yet. I'm going over very carefully every passage, science. I mean, each one has like its own defects, very minor, but still I'm deciding. But this guy looks like a tone poet, almost like it. Cover is so hard, thick, and the record looks like ridiculous. It's so clean. It's so clean. Right?
I love that record.
Yeah.
You what?
So I love that record. Whenever I play in the car, I play Locomotion because Curtis Fuller solo and then Lee Morgan solo are just I love that song so much.
Yeah.
I mean that's sometimes there's like some like I listen to a lot of jazz and sometimes there are some records that are just so incredibly awesome. And that is just one of them. I love it.
And just one more detail I found. I mean, there's a difference in the tone, the hue in each one. But you see how
that's a big difference.
Yeah, the one is more greenish, the other one is more red.
Which one's earlier?
The green is the 59, and the yellow is the 61.
I like the 59.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But still, the Music Matters cover picture is much better than both.
It's
together.
funny.
The Tone Poet cover picture isn't that great, right?
No.
Earlier,
in general, I think that the tone poles are really blurred. I don't want to saturate.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, and then on the 59 one, you said the pictures on the back are clear?
No. Only on the very first 57 pressing, you can see a Curtis Fuller
Okay.
face.
Well,
Something happened in the printing, so he looks. I don't know what they did, but he only looks good on the first pressing.
Mm-hmm.
I showed earlier. I showed that Frank Sinatra "Wee Small Hours" first pressing with the D's in the dead wax. I have a second pressing with the N's in the dead wax, and the jacket difference is so significant. The earlier one is so much more vibrant, and the picture on the back, it's black and white, but it's clear. Like it looks great. And I just assumed that my second press N would be identical, but it's not. It's very different.
I mean,
that would be a good thing for Felipe to do because Blue Train was pressed so many times because it was such a popular record. I mean, it was pressed often twice in the same year.
Yeah.
So that would be a good one. It's pretty confusing to date
it is.
Blue Train because they pressed like something like 14 different pressings in about 15 years. So
yeah.
It's pretty insane how many pressings there are of that.
Yeah, and if you look at all of them, this early 5th, 6th pressing, there's all the metalwork is the same, exactly the same. With the 9M Van Gelder, just the P probably goes away in the early 60s. But they're still doing deep groove, which is surprising. Usually deep groove you see only the first, second pressing, but they kept doing deep grooves.
Cool.
Very cool. It's about
Nice.
which copy to get.
Really cool stuff.
To keep.
Now, what's your go-to listen copy?
The Music Matters.
The SRX?
Yes.
That's a mono?
Yes. That's a mono.
Yeah.
I think the Tom Poe is the only stereo I have.
I have a stereo SRX Music Matters of that. They produced.
I don't think they did it, Brandon.
No, they did. Well, they sold it to me as an SRX.
Unless it's the 33, not the SRX.
It's a 33.
The SRX is 33.
Yeah.
It was sold to me as the SRX. It was really fast that it sold out.
Okay.
But it was sold. I mean, I bought it from them.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta get to the bottom of this.
But the one I play I have a 61 as well that I play. That's the one I play the most, the mono.
I think Felipe and Brendan should fight over it.
Chris, did you get any new pickups?
Yes.
All right, you want to jump in?
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah,
Did you already? You showed.
I'm happy with my Blue Notes, Blue Train.
Come on, no one showed shitty records yet. Come on, Chris, show 'em.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, my ass in a minute, bro.
Here's
Yeah, I gotta get them in order here.
What do you
Take
mean?
your time.
What order is this?
Huh?
I want
Are you doing it chronologically?
Yeah.
No.
Could you go slower, please?
Yes.
Can you start with the most expensive?
No.
Yeah, start from $5 and go down.
No, this one I got for free from Vinyl Me Please.
I was thinking about this one, Chris. Is it good?
I don't know. I need to clean it because it was a little dusty. So I need to clean it.
Basic. It's not really the Vinyl Me Please. It's the Sundays version. They gave a color variant to them.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But I streamed it because he came out with that first record. He was on that live record, which is really good. That one's like 70s kind of funky stuff, right?
Good.
It's covered.
I haven't heard it yet.
There's a lot of soul covers on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I also bought a copy of it, the other one, the Sundays, like a week ago because I forgot that one was coming. So I've got a copy. I got 2 copies. I'm gonna have to sell one. Then I got another Ricky Ford on Muse. Right? Yeah. I haven't listened to this one yet. It's sealed. But
I have that one. Yeah.
It's him, Larry Coryell, Albert Daly, Ray Drummond, and then Jimmy Cobb. Do you like it?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, Albert Daly, Jimmy Cobb. I mean, it's killer lineup.
Yeah. I thought it was cool, especially that it was sealed. I got another one that was sealed already.
Is that on Muse, Chris?
Yeah, it's on Muse.
And is it Van Geldered?
It's sealed, bro. How do I know?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, let me see if it says here. Let's see.
I can't remember.
Put it up to your ears. You'll be able to.
Hey,
tell.
Well, it's
hey, Chris,
engineered by Rudy, so probably.
Hey,
Okay.
Chris, did you have to dispose of a dead
That's a
body
great
to get
cover.
that record?
I don't think I've seen that Ricky Ford.
Who is Ricky Ford? I don't even know who he is.
Oh
He
man,
played.
He's
he
a
played
guy
third
who
base for the
he was
Oakland
an in-betweener, right, Mike?
Yeah.
He was not old enough to be kind of an old head or young enough to be a young lion. And
Right.
he just kind of fell in this in-between spot.
yeah.
He's
And
great
then
though. Great.
What year is that one, Chris?
about 80 something.
I don't know. I'm looking. It doesn't say.
Yeah,
You really know a lot
He
about
was
these.
also
I
on
still
the
haven't
catalog,
listened
like
to it.
some of
God
his
damn it.
like a good chunk of his catalog is on vinyl, but then
Yeah.
it crossed
Oh, yeah.
over and a lot of it's on CD.
I don't have
He
any.
really
record.
kind of was in that spot.
Yeah, and then he moved to France. He's
Chris, open that.
and then he just recently released a recording on CD that's actually really good. He came back to the States and did that. And there's a documentary that's out. I saw it on. I was going to say I saw it on YouTube, but I think I saw it on Quincy Jones's music channel, Quest or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a documentary called like A Great Day in Paris or in France, where they like gather all these expatriate jazz musicians and they want to recreate that, the photograph like they did in Harlem.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
And Ricky Ford's there. He has I think he has an art gallery in France. Kurt Lightsey's there. Steve McCraven's father is in there. It's it's just so many musicians.
Did he do a lot of French pressings too? Did he?
Ricky Ford.
Yeah.
I think his
He
pressings
did
were
some
mostly on beats.
CDs on a French label. Yeah. Yeah. Just
I put back because I purchased something more expensive, so I had to pick and choose. But I was going to get Flying Colors, which that's a pretty cool cover. But I like all that early Muse stuff he did.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
Hey, if you want
record-
to date Jazz Bum Mike, send him a copy of that record.
But
Well, here it is.
that's not really like a $3 record.
Looking shit off of it.
His records are not expensive,
No.
and they're really
$75. Kidding. All right. Let's see. It comes in a shitty sleeve.
Now make and check and see if it's warped or not.
Okay. Yeah. Let me see.
Because I know my friend in Miami, we ordered a bunch of the Muse stuff from someone, and he was complaining that his were warped.
I mean, it might be like a slight warp, but it seems fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's clean. Obviously, there's a cool Muse label. Let's see if it's Van Gelder or not. Van Gelder. Is this something else? Oh, mastered by Van Gelder. That's fancy. So it's got stamps mastered by Van Gelder.
Does it taste like black licorice?
I don't know. So that'll be cool to listen to.
very nice. That's a really cool cover. I don't think I've seen that one.
No, I hadn't either, but Banana Records had it, so you could have had it. But you
know, I wish I never told you about that one fucking Prestige record.
I've bought like 30 records from him, man.
And he bought the Joe Henderson in Japan that.
Hey, why are you stealing my thunder, bro?
That I
doing records here, man. What the fuck?
Yeah, but look,
hey,
that was in my cart.
Can we have awards for the worst friend in the VC?
Oh, like you're the only person that has a record in the cart. That's
no shit.
Yeah, but I told Chris this is.
Hey, listen, Mike.
How dare you, sir?
You're the originator of showing everyone the records.
You sir are a liar.
Anyway, Mike, hang on. I want to hear the story while you're upset, Mike. This is good. So what? It was in your cart, and what?
Well, so all right. So Banana Records, they don't post things like I have a search where I just have their jazz stuff that comes in new.
Yeah.
And what they do, I don't know how they buy collections, but they basically list like one artist, like 15 records from that artist. So a bunch of Joe Henderson got listed, and that was one of them. And it was a good price. I think it was like, how much was that, Chris?
$69.
which is a fair price. That's like a really excellent price, actually. It's a great price. And the thing about Banana is, if something, and this is my experience, so but they grade their stuff like they're super conservative. So if it is VG, that thing will sound great. Like that's totally worthy of having in your collection. That my Strata East I got that are all VG from them there's not a single mark on them. They look perfect. So they're like a great store, and
it's like you shouldn't buy any records from them. No one should ever.
So because I'm so vocal about this, Chris started following them, and you got that. What was the prestige that you got? It was a Cecil. What was it? No, it was a
Cedar Walton. That's Cedar Walton.
Cedar Walton that I sent you, and then you realized how awesome they were because there was a mistake, and then they corrected it and they hooked you up, and now you buy.
Yeah, I got a free record. I got this.
Now you're buying my Joe Henderson in Japan.
Yeah, I got this record for free.
It's my record.
Not anymore.
Well, anyway, I just told
they sent me this by mistake, and then they let me just keep it. It's like a $25 record. So anyway,
they're a great shop, and people can get their records before me. That's fine. They really are.
Hey, can everyone go to Banana Records and buy all their records?
No, not. Just ignore that. Do not do that. We're going to cut this out.
They're great.
All right, here's a Bobby Jones. So I've got this. The Rev had recommended this, I don't know, a year or so ago, and I bought a couple copies of this. It's on Cobblestone, Bobby Jones. So I saw this, and it was like $10, I think. It's on Ninja. It's Hill Country Suite. So it's got him, which he's a sax player, for people that might not know. So it's got him on clarinet and sax, George Mraz on bass, and Freddie Watts on drums. And then he wrote all of it. It's like the Hill Country Suite's all about like people in Kentucky and shit. So it's got some, that
Whose
kind of
signature is on? What's that signature there?
Bobby Jones. He wrote his little story about the record or whatever, and then the first side is the Hill Country Suite. It's got like Bringing in the Sheep, old Jack Daniels, etc. But anyway, it's a cool record. I really enjoyed it. That one was sealed too, but look at the cover. It's all, I don't know if you can see it, but it's all super wavy.
But does it have an old train on it?
Nope, no train. Just
well, yeah, it's trash. Trash.
What's trash?
Wow.
It's not trash. It's a great record. Shut up. It's on Ninja too. Like I haven't bought a bad Ninja record.
This is very unusual for you, showing records that cost more than $5.
Dude, just wait. Just wait, man.
There's some. There's a.
Hey,
$5.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Is that ECM? Looks like ECM.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's Ninja.
Ninja, right?
Yeah.
That Ninja?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Kenny Barron, Dave Holland, and Daniel, whatever his name is.
There.
Yeah. Really good trio record. I really enjoyed this one.
That's cool.
It's kind of chill. But I mean, it's also Kenny Barron, so it's got like just crazy talent.
I need to get Kenny Barron.
Yeah, I'm ever since Mike talked him up, I've really.
Yeah, I just went over to Banana Records. They have a ton of Kenny Barrons right now. Go buy them.
Check this one. So this is the one that Brandon said sucked.
I did not say that.
Yes, you did. You said it was legit the worst Jackie Byron record.
Yeah.
No, I said it was my least favorite.
You're slowly turning into the guy to. I know your motive now. You're telling us all these records are bad, so you can buy them.
Okay, that's it.
So it's it's an old, it's an OG Prestige.
Jackie Byron has a live 2 record set on Prestige.
Yeah. I don't see Van Gelder on this.
I have a Muse record with Jackie Bard. Muse.
Yeah, he has a few.
Anyway, yeah, I mean this is interesting. He plays a bunch of weird shit on it, like instruments.
So is it avant-garde or just?
I mean, it's like half a little bit avant-garde, and the rest of it's like kind of straight ahead. So he plays piano, tenor sax, electric piano, Celeste, vibes, and drums.
He plays a girl named Celeste.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Richard Davis on bass and cello, Alan Dawson on drums, vibes, and timpani, and then Junior Parker sings a couple of tracks, and he's really good. I really like this record. It's kind of, I mean, the first track, which is 11 minutes, it's Freedom Together, is kind of weird, which is it's cool sounding, but the rest of it's pretty awesome. And the last song is Young at Heart, and it's just a.
Okay, I'm gonna give it another shot.
Yeah, give it another shot, man. I mean, it's
Do you
like
have it? Do you have it?
$5.
Brandon?
Huh?
Do you have it?
No, I have a lot of Jackie Byard's Prestige, and when I saw that record, I got super excited because it's Richard Davis, and he was playing a celeste. So I probably hyped it up in my brain that I was going to absolutely love it, and then I played it at the store, and I was kind of like, oh, it's a lot more tame than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So I was expecting it to be a certain way, and I guess I was also comparing it to other Jackie Byard. So at the time, it was more just the anticipation was a certain way, and then I heard it, and I was kind of like, oh, all right, I'm not getting it, but it's still there, so I might get it.
Yeah, check it out. I think I showed this last week, but I've listened to this like 4 times this week. This record's great.
Oh, that's a real famous record.
Who's on it? Who are the?
I can't remember. It's McLaughlin on guitar, Rick Laird on bass, Billy Cobham
Rick
on
Laird. That's
yeah,
right.
Jerry Goodman on violin, who's awesome on this.
That guy Andy would be proud of you.
Yeah. Well,
isn't that his favorite band?
Andy likes this, and so does Jason Marcellus really likes it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Andy's new video is something about how is free jazz going to destroy the world or something.
I don't know, but no. So listen, that video he just did with Jason Marcellus, everyone should go watch the video. Yeah. He's blurry the whole time because his camera was acting crazy, but it's a really good video.
Does it smell like weed?
It should have.
It's really cool to get his perspective.
Probably got resin.
Well, I mean, he talks about Wynton, like he's talking with Wynton's brother about Wynton and his conservatism of the '80s and shit. I mean, and he, that the clickbaity title of the all the jazz players sound the same now or whatever, it like was related to that because Jason watched the video and he actually contacted him to talk to him about it, which I thought was kind of interesting. But anyway,
we need to get more clickbaity if we're going to get Marcellus's.
No, we're gonna have to get more. We're gonna have to. Actually, that interview intimidated me because they talked about music so deeply since they're both musicians.
Yeah, that was. I didn't finish it. It's like a 2-hour interview.
Yeah, it's really good though.
I got through a good chunk of the first part of it, but I need to.
You know what? I will say that clickbait can. I think it in the long run it gets rid of people.
Yeah,
that's what's happening to me. I'm like I can't because some of the people I like are getting so. Their titles are getting so outrageous that I'm not even watching their stuff anymore. So
hey, tune into my next video. It's called "I Stabbed Jazz Bum Mike for a Record."
Do you have video?
Well, look, I got better. It wasn't.
Anyway, this record's great. I can't finish the lineup because you won't shut up. So.
Turned me into a newt.
I got better.
All
right, so what else you got?
This one was a little more expensive.
Tune into my next video. It's called "Jazz Bum crashed into my apartment and jumped out the window."
Yeah, it's another Enzo. It's Joe Henderson, Barcelona.
Beautiful. That's an expensive
Who's
record.
on there with him?
Did you also get that from Banana?
All these came from Banana, dude.
Yeah, he stole your whole cart.
Yeah.
Who's on there with him?
Okay. Hey, what's in Mike's cart?
And I think I've heard Banana enough on this stream, by the way.
All right, anyway. Joe Henderson on tenor sax. Wayne Darling on bass, and then Ed Soft, S-O-P-H on drums. Ed Soft.
Yeah, he's on a few of those. That record's awesome.
Put some burns on that record.
Yeah, but the first track is Barcelona, and it's technically 27 minutes long. So the first 20 minutes is on side one, and the last 7 minutes of that
drifts into the.
And that, it kind of makes sense the way it's cut up. That was recorded on July 2nd, 1977 at Wichita State University. Mm-hmm. And the rest of this was recorded in 1978 in Munich. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a live on one side one, and then the other two are studio.
Yeah.
It's a badass record.
Yeah,
cool.
I think it's EO La Quiera, which means "And I Love Her." I think it's that one. I don't know. One of the two songs on side two was my favorite. I need to listen to it again. I've only heard it once. Mm-hmm. It's like gets into this like squalling wail tone, that of his that I really, really like. So
Yeah, that was at that. I picked mine up at the new record store that opened, and I'd never seen it before.
I got it just because you showed it and I saw it. So
I was shocked, and it's great.
it is.
I didn't even have to listen to it. I just grabbed
Chris,
it.
you should do a Twitch stream with those Joe
Okay,
Henderson.
I can do that for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an expensive Ninja though. Like most of the Ninjas are like $10.
Well, how much was it?
All that era of Joe Henderson is expensive.
Yeah, it's
Just
like $45.
I mean, every
was
Joe
it?
Henderson is expensive.
But the other thing is, and I'm killing myself. I'm like shooting myself in the foot right now. Banana Records prices things the best.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, they do. Or close enough.
I filled up my
Honestly, everything Joe Henderson just keeps going up in the last 10 years. You should just buy it.
Yeah, baby.
Right.
This is the last one I got.
So nice.
Joe Henderson in Japan with a bunch of Japanese dudes. So this one has a 12-minute version around midnight to start it out. It's just fucking awesome, man. It's so good.
Yeah.
And then a song he wrote before this gig is called Junk Blues because he played at the Junk Club.
Mhm.
The piano player Hideo Ichikawa is his name, I guess. He played electric piano. And he has a solo on that song that's like, I don't know, 5-6 minutes long. And it's just fucking badass.
Yeah, this one is outstanding, Chris. It's a great one.
I
Do you
love
have
that
that
cover
Felipe?
too.
Felipe, do you have it?
Yes.
No, I don't. I'm on the lookout, but I have it on my title, playing all the time.
Yeah.
What's cool? I bought this. We talked about it was $69. It was supposed to be an '83 reissue, right? And I got it.
Mhm.
So I started looking, and the label at the bottom it says distributed by Fantasy Records, Berkeley, California.
Mhm.
The '83 version doesn't say that. It doesn't say anything about Fantasy. And then it's also got Van Gelder and the Dead Wax, so it's an OG.
Oh,
It's cool. That's like $90 probably. So I was really happy with this one. I listened to it twice today.
yeah, definitely. My request is the Twitch stream. I'd be down listening to that. That's
This is the kind. It's expensive. I don't buy a lot of expensive records, but this is the kind of shit I want in my collection. And I sold like 6 records that I had that I'd never listened to on Discogs, and I bought all the. Some of them were kind of expensive, and I bought all these records from Banana with that money. So it really worked out really nice.
Yeah.
That's a great find.
My goal is to get all of Joe Henderson's stuff.
Yeah, that's a good goal.
Yeah, I was looking at the kicker that he did on.
Milestone. Yeah. That's the first one he did on Milestone. It was like his third or fourth record.
They reissued that on OJC, and that is like you cannot find a copy of that.
Well, Rob has one. He stole it from Mazzy.
Yeah, I got a sealed copy of that from Azzy.
But that is an earlier Joe Henderson. It's not as early as like his Blue Note stuff, but
It's right after Blue Note. It's the first record he made right after Blue Note.
Yeah.
I found that multiple
69 or something.
The kicker is actually probably it's kind of just. I think it's less interesting than what it's still great. I have it, but the other 2 records he did Tetragon and Power to the People right after that. Those are amazing.
I think Tetragon was number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
amazing.
those 2. It's
And the
Tetragon.
kicker's really
I got
kicker's great, but those are both amazing.
I got like 6 of his records from that jazz collection. I had a double of the live album with Woody Shaw. The actual Milestone reissue sounded better than the OG.
Rob,
So,
you know what you need to do? You need to do a collection tour, like your jazz collection tour would be sick to see.
More like a junkyard pile in his apartment. Dude.
Well, here's what I thought of doing is videos on an artist. Because I found a copy of that Multiples last week for $48 in really nice condition.
Oh, that one has vocals on it though. Doesn't that have vocals?
No vocals, man.
Not really.
Has vocals, right?
I was
really.
listening. I wasn't too.
Not much.
I could be mixing it up.
Killer.
That
It's got
album's
Killer
a-
Rhodes
but it-
piano on it.
Okay,
But
maybe
I
I'm
found,
mixing that up.
I found it at this Nowhere record store for $52. It had a little mark on it, and he gave it to me for $48. But that record goes for way over $100.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I
And
am
I have
thinking
that-
about something
The
else.
other one that goes for like $400, right, on Milestone.
All right, I do have to jump because I
Listen,
got
Jeff.
I'm gonna take the dogs out, and I got what's that?
I said telling Jet to listen because he's talking shit.
Johnny Eaton's.
All right, before I go, I do want to show my little mini collection. Sorry, Chris, I don't know how to do this well anymore.
I'll tell you the secret after this.
Okay. So in a little our little kind of group chat, we were talking about Timeless earlier. So I have 5 Timeless, and Timeless is a weird label because they were also reissued by Muse, so you can get the Muse versions that I probably are pressed in the United States. But these are I have 5 Timeless titles. So this one, I know Rob, you're not a big fan of this.
I don't like that album.
I know what you mean, I think, but I really love how this is recorded. I love how the drums sound on this. The snare sounds wet on this. It's really just like I think when I can't stop listening to the drummer.
It's Billy Higgins, bro.
Billy Higgins, and really good. I mean, I think this did pretty well because they did Easter Rebellion 2 and 3.
Oh yeah, for sure.
After this, so this is a Timeless title, which Timeless is a European title.
It feels very easy listening to me.
No,
I think you need to revisit it because
you need to listen again.
You have George Coleman on here, Cedar Walton.
I don't see how that cannot be good.
It's good.
It's good. Where the hell is this press? Where's this say? Made in Holland.
Yeah.
So these are made in.
I mean,
Holland.
the version of "There's No Business Like Show Business" on there, Ethel Merman's is better.
Now listen, I have a proposal for you, Mike. Mike, you said you understand why he might not like that record. You should sell that to me.
No.
I'll take it.
Well, the reason why I say that is because I think it's not the music. I think the instrument sound, and what I mean by that is like how the drums sound, how the instruments are recorded.
Right.
It sounds like there is a production quality that's associated with it, and I could see that. I'm like that.
It does feel overproduced. That's right.
I'm
overproduced.
For me, it's not, but I am like that with other labels that will rename.
Well, it's 70s stuff, man. I mean, the 70s they just.
I think CTI's overproduction sound actually is too much for me, and it like even the
big bands, though,
what is it, Red Clay? Like Red Clay, I can't even get in. I mean, I have it.
To me.
And I don't want to trash anything.
I think that we need our resident counselor to come up and give you a tongue lashing for talking.
Okay, next one is this one is really hard to find. I think it's not like it's insanely expensive, but this is the Curtis Fuller.
Oh, cool.
It's Curtis Fuller and Pepper Adams. It's
wow.
And then I think the rhythm section is like a European bunch of Europeans. So yeah, it's like James Williams, Dennis Irwin, and John Yarling. Do you guys know any of those guys?
No.
That's the rhythm. I think those are guys that are in Europe. And then,
I went to high school with John Yarling.
This actually, I love Pepper Adams. But this isn't my favorite, but I think it's really cool to have. It's later Curtis Fuller. I love Curtis Fuller. So anyway, I got this because of Mike. This is when I was
that's really cool.
in the school of Mike to learn about Wynton Marsalis, and what shocked me, which of course it shocked me because I didn't know anything, is that Wynton Marsalis is a jazz messenger. This is Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, and the first name on there is Wynton Marsalis. And so I picked this up. This is also on Timeless, and this is a cool record.
Yeah, I really like that.
It's a good one. Blakey put a bunch out, not a bunch, but I mean he put at least like 3 or 4 records out on Timeless.
Yeah, I don't know if I think
In My Prime, the one that came out for Record Store Day.
Yeah,
that's true.
I think Wynton became the director, or it might have been James Williams, or the both of them at that time, because that was after Bobby Watson left the Jazz Messengers. And what's funny is that Wynton and James Williams were in the Jazz Messengers at the same time, and like I don't know, it was sometime it had to be. It was in the '90s, and I was in this club called Bradley's, and Gary Bartz was playing, and everybody showed up. Like the Bradley's would stay open to like the last set would probably start at like 2 a.m. or whatever. So all the other jazz musicians would like show up after their gigs. So Gary Bartz was playing, and it was fabulous. and all the musicians, started showing up. James Williams was there, Wynton was there, and a bunch of young musicians were there. When Wynton came in, because some of his guys were playing at the Vanguard, and I remember James Williams like mumbling, when Wynton walked past, that motherfucker. What's going on with those guys?
Yeah. Now, was Art still paying the guys in heroin at this point? Like to play? Or?
No way. Wynn didn't do. He wasn't doing H.
No.
Yeah.
It was. It's they. The younger guys sort of. They didn't sort of take art stuff like some of the older guys. Like what was it? I think which one of not Michael, Randy Becker was telling a story a few years ago when they did this Art Blakey thing at Lincoln Center, where Art owed him some money from playing in the band, playing, and he was looking for Art. He finally went to see Art, and then Art was just talking a bunch of shit. And then Randy Brecker just realized the money went to the drug dealer.
Yeah, exactly.
he's just like it's like it's all right. It just and he just left it at that. But the younger guys, they were when Wynton, Terrence Blanchard, Bobby Watson, and those guys, they ran that band. Like Art, they handled the details.
Mm-hmm.
Like Art would show up like at a couple of the practices, and I'm not saying that he was a figurehead or anything, because his advice was priceless.
Yeah.
But, Bobby Watson, all those guys, they ran that band. They handled the details. They dealt with the promoters. Not our.
Well, a lot of that happened throughout his career. I mean, he had he had guys that were basically the musical directors of the band, even back in the '60s.
Yeah.
So this is released in '81. It may have been recorded a little earlier, but I think Wynton Marsalis, did he have any lead sessions? Like, was he signed by Columbia at this point, or is he still coming up?
I don't think so.
I don't think maybe when that came out, he might have been on Columbia.
Okay.
I bought that I bought my copy in Okinawa when I was there, and that was when I bought mine was the same time that Black Codes from the Underground came out.
Because he was born in '61, so that means he was about 1920 on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, young trumpeter. Reminiscent of some other young trumpeters that played with Blakey. So,
don't you have to go walk your dog?
But that's just a killer group there. Those guys like Bill Pierce, he's an underrated player.
But again, I will say there is a production sound to this, which it does affect like how the music sounds. I mean,
what was that before or after he joined the VSOP?
Who? Wynton?
Yeah.
I would think that
was Freddie.
No, Wynton was there.
Yeah. But he was after Freddie, right?
Yeah.
I think it's got to be way earlier.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. I don't really know Wynton's discography very well. Okay, two more and then I'm getting out of here. So this we already saw tonight.
Yeah, that's so good.
I got this. I mean, the lineup is ridiculous. Like, familiar with everybody. So, Louis Hayes, Junior Cook, Woody Shaw, Ronnie Matthews on piano, Clifford James, and then I don't know who this James something Franco. But really, this is one of the best timeless you can get. This is also reissued on Muse in the United States with a different cover, and it's not an expensive record at all. But it's it's a great record. Cool. And then finally, Ryan DeGraff. He plays with Tom Harrell, Ron Huber, I don't know either of those guys.
Ronnie
But then
Cuber's badass, man.
Sam Jones and Louis Hayes.
It was.
So this is a promo. And this actually is interesting. So this is Timeless Muse.
Yeah.
So Muse and Timeless went into negotiation to press in the United States. I think it's kind of like how what is it? Steeplechase and Inner City had a relationship for
It's exactly like that, yeah.
distribution in the United States. I think it's like almost identical because like this is also a Dutch pressing, so or recorded in home. So yeah. So anyways, Timeless is a cool label to check out. You know, I've sampled some stuff that I thought would be cool. Like they have a Johnny Griffin with I can't remember, but it's a live record, and it's not that the music's bad. It's like the recording is just awful. Really, you know, made it a little unappealing. But yeah, so I'm gonna get out of here. But the jump off for me is what Timeless records do you guys have?
Oh, well, I can talk about them.
I have a ton. I have that one that Vinyl Me Please is reissuing with Art Blakey and Freddie Hubbard. I have that one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I do have. There are some other ones actually.
I'm gonna show one really quick.
You just left. Wait, Time Passages. That's not a fucking Timeless record. That's fine. Okay. Don't know that record, Al Stewart. Time Passages. Time Passages.
Can you not mention lame records, please? You did a good job so far tonight.
That's a solid $2 record, dude.
Oh no.
I got a copy. No, but check the. I want to show my screen.
This is a Timeless record.
Oh yeah.
It's not you.
And
Who is it? Oh, Tommy Flanagan. Nice.
Yeah. Tommy Flanagan, George Mraz, Kenny Washington on drums.
Yeah, I'd love to have a copy of that.
It's a really good one.
I've really gotten into George Mraz since you started talking about him, and I just got it.
I mean,
he's fucking badass, man.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Timeless. When I went to a yard sale and they had a huge jazz collection, and I picked up some Cedar Walton Timeless. There's one with Cedar Walton, Ron Carter I have on Timeless.
Yeah. There's like a live one with Billy Cobham.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've got, let's see. They did a lot of John Hicks on Timeless. There's a Mal Waldron called No More Tears for Lady Day. Yeah. There's a Marion Brown Quartet. This is Timeless Muse. La Placita live in Willisaw. There's Timeless All Stars. Yeah. There's George Coleman, Amsterdam and After Dark, which is really good. And there's one that I hope they reissue on vinyl. It's a Gary Bartz. It's called Shadows.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got, at the time, they were all like young lions, except for Victor Lewis on drums. But Benny Green and Kristen McBride and a tenor player by the name of Willie Williams. And it is really good. It is really good. I would hope that they would do, since they're Timeless is reissuing stuff on vinyl.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to mention real quick. Yeah, that exact thing, Rob. Show that record. Not that one. Well, you show that one too.
This is on Timeless. Hank Jones and Red Mitchell.
Oh, cool.
No,
that's a good record.
Nicole sent this to me as VCLT.
Yeah, that's a good one. I have that one.
Light in the Attic reissued this, but this is on Timeless.
Yeah, I have that on CD, and I have the original CD, and then they reissued it on vinyl, which I have too.
Nicole, I'm sorry, I'm going to open this tonight and listen to it. I'm sorry.
Oh, you should. No, it's a good record, Rob. You'll enjoy that.
It really is.
Don't threaten me, Chris.
Hang on, listen.
I mean, Idris Muhammad is freaking excellent on that.
Go back to that other record. I want to talk about it. Not that. It's John Hicks, yeah. So it's Light in the Attic, right? It's Tidal Wave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tidal Wave music, right? So they did a couple of Chet Bakers too.
Right.
One
Yeah,
called
the-
Mr. B, and the other one is
Yeah,
Cool Cat. Those are great.
Yeah, but they're not the best pressed records.
Not the best pressed records, but mine sound good except for the very end. The run out groove kind of ticks a little bit with
Lightly
the
Act needs to get their shit together.
They
Whoever
do.
presses their records.
Well, I mean, those are cheap, and those are definitely on that label. I've got also the Eastern Rebellion 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's got Bob Berg on it instead of George Coleman, I guess, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean,
yeah. Huh?
That Eastern Rebellion thing it went on for quite a long time, because I think I have one that might have been at the Vanguard. I'm not sure, but
well, I mean, it's got my guys on it, right? Cedar, Walton, Billy Higgins, and Sam Jones. It's like my favorite rhythms.
That's the only time I saw Cedar Walton was with Eastern Rebellion at the Vanguard.
Nice.
And that was I'm trying to remember the formation of the group, but it was really, because they used to play like 2 weeks in December. Cedar Walton would play at the Vanguard.
That's a pretty baller spot to have.
Yeah.
2 weeks in December, man. So I got those. I got the Rain de Graaf. We talked about Modal Soul. That's a freaking great record. Brandon, you have that one, right?
I love that record. It kind of blew my mind. That was one of those ones where it was in an area. I kind of threw it on the listening station, and I put it it was like maybe 10 seconds of the first track and 10 seconds of the second track, and I'm like, it was like $10 maybe $8.
Yep. I didn't listen to it. I just saw the cover, and I was like,
It looked it. I mean, the title was really interesting.
Yeah,
the title was super interesting.
Yeah,
and then I played 2 tracks, and I was like, I'm taking this note easy. And I've been playing it quite a bit, actually.
I need to dig it out. I'm gonna dig it out and listen to it. The only other Thomas I have is that Carter Jefferson, Rise of Atlantis.
I remind it's interesting. The play. This is the one with all the Dutch players. The Modal Soul is, so I don't really know anybody,
right?
But Dick Vennick, who's kind of the guy that's featured on it, he's obviously inspired by Joe Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you can hear.
Can we see that cover? Yeah.
So, I mean, it's one of those records where pick it up because it's cheap. It's great.
Agreed.
It's no brainer. And it has a sound. I think, let's see, when did this come out?
79.
Yeah, 79, Timeless Muse. So
I don't know if that was the original version of it.
I think I like it because I'm such a big Joe Henderson fan, and it kind of reminds me of that in a certain way. Not necessarily it's just, I think the whole band has that kind of feel
right
to that. It's just that kind of post bop, really interesting kind of stuff that they're doing. It's driving too. It's real. It's rhythm section heavy, driving songs. So
for sure, the original came out in 77 and from the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
And the Modal Soul was on the bottom. I think the American cover is better. It's the same picture, but the words are along the bottom. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. I think next week I'm gonna go to the Vanguard and see Billy Hart.
Oh yeah,
his quartet, which is really good. Mark Turner on saxophone, Ethan Iverson on piano, and I can't remember who's on bass, but I think Ben Street on bass, if I'm correct. So, and that's going to be a killer week for those guys. So.
Well, it'll be amazing. I'm trying to remember. Oh,
hey,
what?
Nicole says, "What's up?" There's only one bum on screen.
Yeah, I know.
They left you again, Chris.
They always do, bro.
Behind. You have to represent, though.
Nobody kicked you out, Felipe. You left the stream, bro.
I have to make a drama, okay?
Yeah, that's drama. Yeah, that's fair.
No, I was
Have to
actually
go
looking for, I was looking for a timeless muse. I found this one here.
Hang on.
That Eastern Rebellion. Yeah,
Oh, sweet.
that's the one I have.
Nice.
Cedar Walton, Bill Higgins, George Coleman, and Sam Jones. And that's a 1979. That's a promo copy.
I wonder if that's just the Muse version of the first record.
I think
Sounds like it.
Yeah, but the version they do it Neymar here is just so good. And more for Joe.
It
Hey,
is
by the way, I look better. I fixed my computer.
Oh, I don't know if you look better, but your picture's clear.
Listen, mother effer.
I think you look better blurry.
Yeah,
He called the Greek squad.
that's the Super Mario version of you.
By the way, horrible paper sleeve. Come on, Light in the Attic.
Yeah, dude. They're cheap ass records for sure. That's a good record though. Put it through your humming gear and then listen to it.
It's a horrible paper sleeve. Would you be okay with a good paper sleeve?
No. Yes, good paper sleeve has plastic on the inside.
Hey, there's a little paper inside my Light in the Attic. It says, "You just proved you're a stupid moron for buying the Light in the record." I go,
Maybe we can get them to send us some for free.
Here, I got some. This is really cool. Not jazz,
Uh-oh.
but and it's going to be my only non-jazz thing. It's a Japanese group called House in the Tall Grass. I think this is from, I want to say like 2000. I think it's about 2008.
Nice.
It's super like sort of like prog rock, but more like Stereolab.
Okay.
Pretty jammy, sort of like what was it? It reminded me a little bit of Stereolab, but it also kind of reminded me of Sea and Cake a little bit, Chicago. So mostly instrumental, kind of, but really mellow, super mellow, and fun. And I'm really digging it. The only non-jazz record I picked up recently.
Cool. Why do you put the record back in the paper sleeve?
That's the $100 million question.
Why do I put? What do you mean?
Rob put the record back in the paper sleeve.
because I'm cleaning another record. I'm gonna clean it, listen to it, and put it in a rice paper sleeve. Listen, don't worry about what I do.
Is it a rice patty sleeve?
Don't mention that guy here. He'll show up. Come
No,
on.
he won't. He's banned. He ain't gonna show up for shit.
He's doing what?
Listen,
He's
sign
banned, bro.
he'll sign in under his other identity.
I don't give a shit. I'll ban him again. I don't give a fuck. That guy's
Oh, I thought you said he's banging. I was like, what?
What is that banging? He's banging his drum. I don't know.
Hey, Mike, how do you think he affords all those expensive records now? He switched from $5 records to $80 records, man. Where are you getting this money, Chris?
Sold some shit, man. It was the money I owed you. I spent it on.
Look, I do have a big giant stack of records for you.
Well, give me a bulk deal, man. Give me a bulk discount. Come on, brother.
Listen, I'm not going to take what you offer the rice patties. I'll tell you that much.
That's fair. Do you whatever you want, Dave.
Yeah,
He still puts a lot of his records back in this league, even.
So Jeff K. Myers just asked, "Is much of the early King Crimson jazz discussed?"
Oh,
No, it's prog.
It's not jazz at all.
No,
Yeah.
it's prog.
I
No,
know there's some jazz street cred in that band though.
Bill Bruford,
Tony Levin, bro. I mean, come on.
Tony Levin,
Tony Levin's played on everything.
the Stick Man,
Yeah, the fucking Chapman stick.
Chapman Stick.
That thing's cool, man. He had a band, but he has a band with its three guys playing that shit.
Three Chapmans.
Three Chapman. I
That's
mean,
too
it's
much.
cool.
Sorry,
Well, they like harmonize and shit. You know what I mean? I don't know.
he's the only one I'm gonna listen to playing that thing.
Yeah, for sure, agreed. But yeah, I got to see them don't know, a couple years ago, or like right when the pandemic first kind of ended, before Omicron came back, like when we got that little bit of freedom where we could go do shit for like
What
a
you
minute.
saw the King Crimson like with like 3 drummers or whatever?
Yeah. It was, Robert Fripp was there, of course, and then Levin, and then they had a singer that's been with them for like 20 years. He's a French guy who sounds badass, and then 3 drummers on the stage.
And then who's no other guitar player, just
I want to think
there may have been, I don't know.
When Adrian Blue was with them, were they opening for people or were they
no, they were the headliners.
Yeah,
I think you might have seen them with Adrian Blue. I'm recollecting that.
Actually, that's the one. That's the band I like the best. Yeah, by far. Like, I'm not into the old 70s stuff. I like the 80s prog rock shit.
Yeah, exactly, Nicole. So one of the gateways into more avant-garde and creative improvised music was King Crimson. Keith Tippett. I've got a Keith Tippett record that he did that was recorded in the studio, I think back in the 70s, maybe 80s, in England, right? And there's a music label named British Progressive Jazz. They started following our channel months ago, and I went and looked at their YouTube, and they sell records on Bandcamp, and that Keith Tippett is one of them. It's a really good record too, but it had never been released before. I want to know more about that. More about British jazz. I think there's probably some interesting shit. It sounds different.
Yeah. What about Colosseum? Do you guys like him?
Who?
Colosseum. It's an English kind of jazz rock mixed band.
No, I haven't heard him. That sounds interesting.
They're really good. Yeah, they're like a 70s band.
Yeah.
New job. He's having an album called Model Soul. Okay.
Well, I mean, Joe Harriet's great as far as the British jazz. He's fantastic, and I'm telling you that the very small Mike Taylor stuff, which he only did 2 albums, and then there's the RSD of his stuff is pretty amazing.
Yeah. Danny Kaye had posted a thing. I can't remember the label, but they're doing a reissue of the this British saxophone player. I have it on CD. Courtney Pine.
Oh yeah, totally.
They're doing a reissue this fall, coming out of his first recording.
Yeah,
and his stuff was really good because I was and Danny Kaye had asked he had never really heard of him. And they tried to promote him over here as this British straight ahead guy, and then once he started incorporating some of the funk and Caribbean stuff, they didn't know how to promote him, and so he got no promotion over here. But he was with originally he was with Island, and then after they stopped promoting him. He still had he had a following, of course, overseas, and he was on Island. He went to Verve, so he had a good major label run without any promotion in the U.S.
Yeah, well, his stuff is kind of like world music meets jazz,
right?
He does some real interesting combinations, and then it's also 80s. It has there's an 80s sound to it too.
Yeah. But if you listen to his first 3 albums, they're really straight ahead, sort of mainstream. And then
I like him.
Yeah. And then when he started, they just didn't know how to promote him over here. It was.
But are any of those on vinyl? Were those?
No, this is going to be. I think maybe one was on vinyl, but they're reissuing the first one on vinyl. I think it's maybe the first.
Is that the one with the painting on the cover? And it's like his profile playing.
I think so. Let me find.
Because I think that's CD only. It's like 88 or something. Maybe even.
No, the first one was 80. I think it was 86, maybe.
86. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the watercolor painting?
I think that was the one.
That's the one I'd like to find on vinyl.
I'm gonna go to my Instagram just to find my comments. because the guy at the label also like responded when I said something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually been listening to that lately.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out my CD. I can't find it.
I think that's the one, Mike.
Yeah, I can't find it.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one before. I think we talked about it, or
Yeah. And I remember I saw like a years there's this like Art Blakey documentary on YouTube, and the quality of it's not that good, but it's when the band was in London, and Courtney Pine actually sits in. A bunch of young British guys sit in with the Jazz Messengers, and he was one of them.
There's this other British dude that someone mentioned a long time ago, and I meant to get his album. I have one of them in my Amazon cart. Let me tell you who this dude is, and you can tell me, yeah, you should get that. He has like tributes to Coltrane. His name is...
The record I was thinking of is Journey to the Urge Within. That was the Courtney Pine I was thinking of.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the one you meant, Mike.
I think that's it. Now I'm looking at freaking, what's the name of the place? Doesn't have it on there anymore. But I'm almost positive that's the one.
Nat Burchell.
Oh yeah, he's been around forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't have any of his stuff. I'm interested.
No, some of his stuff is good. I don't know. He's one of those guys where I don't know. I've got enough of his stuff where I'm not right now. I'm just not interested in anything in getting any more stuff. His sound is sort of not doing anything else for me right now.
Did Felipe leave or kick himself out again?
I don't know. But I think I'm going to go because I want to listen to a record before I go to sleep.
You going to sleep already?
No, I'm going to listen to a record.
It's like 7:56. What are you, 90?
No, I don't play. Hold on.
I don't play
music
Lawrence Welk?
I live in an apartment. I don't play music after a certain time. Okay.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Oh, you're not.
He's gonna watch Jeopardy, and then
You need to get some nice headphones. And
Listen, I'm gonna watch Matlock.
Have you got the?
He's gonna watch Murder.
Did it say again, Chris?
Do you have that amp hooked up yet?
No.
What are you doing, man? Come on.
I'm working
records. That's all.
Listen, dude. I'm working a full-time job now.
Yeah, that's fair.
just plug it in.
Yeah. Okay. It is Brandon. It is Journey to the Urge Within. It's supposed to be released October 6th. And the label is called Analog Records. Analog October Records.
Here's a good point Jeff makes.
Never heard of this one.
He says, I think if Bitches Brews is jazz, a lot of early live Crimson is jazz, and some got on record.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still prog rock to me.
Right. Can you
things?
Listen, the jazz bums control the jazz law, and they will allow only you to distinguish King Crimson as jazz.
Correct. That's fair.
But you have to
What record are you going to listen to, Rob?
I'm going to put on that this one first.
Listen to that Benny Wallace before that turd.
I have to clean it, but then I'm going to I want to really see what this sounds like.
Yeah.
And tomorrow I'm waking up early.
I missed the train.
I want to wake up early because tomorrow's that big Record Safari 2-year anniversary sale, and they put out some killer. They didn't put out a ton of jazz, but there's a lot of good stuff they have there. So when you go meet Jim, have a little breakfast, and wait in line, see if I can run in there and grab some stuff.
See, I think that's where I'm fucking up because there's Josie in Dallas does the same thing. They have these sales. So
Yeah, but
I usually get there like at 3 o'clock though, or 4 o'clock.
Just go to Record Safari's Instagram and you'll see what they're putting out there. It's a lot of good shit.
I get it.
That dude travels all over the U.S. grabbing collections, so
that's cool.
And I'll tell you what, I've been cleaning and listening to it. Every time I listen to it, I clean it again.
Yeah,
it sounds really good.
Is it an OG or what?
It's a 1975.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it should be good enough. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I got this for $52. Come on, this thing goes for twice that.
Insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like in the last 3 weeks, I've gotten
Rob,
Sanders.
This is the other mulligan you grab for $5 and give to me.
Yeah, I haven't grabbed that
great.
one yet.
I've sold a couple of copies of that.
Yeah, every time I see J-Roo,
that's great.
Like, it's somewhere between $5 and $8 for a decent copy, and I grab it and I send it to somebody.
I stupidly sold the OG that I had that was like perfect and kept the reissue that wasn't as good for some reason.
You know what? We should do a little thing about
Tommy
the one that
Ben Tucker and Dave. Oh no, yeah, Tommy Flanagan, Ben Tucker, Dave Bailey, and this guy named Alex.
You know what? Next time I see a good copy of that, I'll grab it.
It's really good.
Jim's asking me a question about Josie. So Josie's like the biggest record store in Dallas. They're busy all the time. You should definitely get your paper in there, man.
Josie's on a vacation.
And they have decent prices, unlike fucking Forever Young in Grand Prairie has the worst fucking prices of any store that's ever existed.
Hey, now what would you do the next time you go to Josie and you run into Texas David, Safe and Sound?
I'm gonna go act like I have to take a dump.
Is that what every time you do when you meet someone? So it's like, hey Chris, how's it going? Now act like you're taking a dump.
I gotta hit a dump. Sorry, man. They just walk out
the Record Safari guy, he was here, I think last week or 2 weeks ago. Right?
Yeah, he's a very shy dude, but I know in a kind of basic social way, I know him when we chat a little bit.
He looks like Rick Rubin, kind of.
Damn, Nick's going to watch the Golden Girls. All right.
Now, Nick, who's the Golden Girl you fantasize about the most?
Oh, good.
It's gonna be Blanche, bro. Come on.
Oh, all of them. All of them.
Not all of them. Betty
Looks
White.
looks like you might have the hots for Sophia, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, when I was in college, after our first classes, all my roommates would get back.
Yeah.
And the Golden Girls would be on, so we'd sit and watch it.
Oh yeah, Golden Girls are great, man. I've watched that whole series like 3 times.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a good show.
I'm not
saying I'm not saying.
The thing about the Golden Girls, it was all the writers were gay men.
Yeah. And the thing is, I watched it the first time when I was a kid because it was just on TV. My parents watched it, so that's what we watched. I mean, kids these. I mean, I don't sound like an old man, but kids these days have no idea. Like back then, you had a screen in the whole fucking house. Yeah. And your parents chose what was on it, so you just had to suck it up and watch it.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a lot of mental power to watch the Golden Girls.
No, not at all.
Especially after you've been in a 3-hour class.
Well, there's somebody did an animated version of it on YouTube.
Oh, I saw that. I think you sent us, right, Chris?
No, I'll tell you this right now. If you want to get high right now, go on YouTube. About 8 years ago in Denmark, they bought like a season's worth of scripts.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
the Dutch version of the Golden Girls.
Yes.
Oh,
and it's so good because it's in Dutch and I don't understand it, but I understand it.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Yeah, it's like you're in a Bizarro universe with a different set of Golden Girls.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, yes. And I think they use Thank You for Being a Friend as the theme song. Then I'm going to send a link. Someone did an animated where they took all the audio from the Golden Girls and animated it like monsters and stuff.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rob smokes a lot of weed.
It's kind of like Futurama, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna get the clip right now and post it in the thing.
Hey Brandon, I think Wyoming Dave has a message for you. Can you sing a portion of this song where this comes from?
Oh, it's the outfield.
Oh,
I don't want to lose your love tonight.
awesome.
My favorite part of the video is there was a blind guy in the band, apparently just for the video,
Yeah,
like keyboards.
yeah.
It has a really good
Was it Stevie Wonder?
bridge. It has a really good bridge.
Oh
that,
yeah, for sure.
that band sucked, but that one song was pretty good.
No, that band didn't suck. That album was a college album. I have it. That's a good album.
It had a good song.
Okay, here's the animated Golden Girls. Get high and watch it. Hold on.
Did you have Rob? Did you have the curly mullet back then, like everyone in the outfield?
Yep.
I figured.
Shown pictures of me.
Oh damn!
I was a star in college. I was the college mascot, man.
Oh man, I was too young for that. Look at me.
All right, click on that link and watch the animated Golden Girls. It's better high.
After we're done here, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm getting tired anyway. So,
Mm-hmm.
Felipe, you want to talk about records anymore?
No, I didn't get much this week. That blue train kind of broke my legs.
Where are you in the toilet, Felipe? Because that's what Chris does when he doesn't want to talk to anybody.
I'm feeding my glass.
Okay.
Felipe was trying to record a Charlie Parker record.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine like a Charlie Parker and Coltrane in Seattle, right? That would be amazing.
No, Charlie Parker in L.A. box set. I sold that damn thing.
Hey, can you listen to Charlie Parker?
No, it's not. What are you singing when you do that? No, you're singing a fucking theme
I can
song.
only muffle like it's the
that
20s.
theme from Archie Bunker.
Yeah, all in the family. Those were the days.
Wait. You know what my new thrift store record I run into all the time now is the All in the Family record.
Dude, I got it.
It's haunting me.
I've seen it like 100 times too.
Yes.
Yeah. It's haunting.
What other songs are on it?
Meathead's Blues. I don't know.
Each side is six. It's the same song over and over again.
Oh shit.
Those were the days.
Meathead.
There's like the
shit.
meathead mix.
Meathead.
We're not really making fun of Charlie Parker. It's the people
you
that
know what?
recorded his shit. I mean,
You know what's good?
It's the 40s. This is what it is. It is what it is.
They have the new season of The Lincoln Lawyer, and that writer loves jazz.
Yeah.
So there's some jazz in The Lincoln Lawyer. There's more in Bosch.
Who's the Lincoln Lawyer?
Oh,
You didn't see the movie
wife
with
loves
Matthew
that
McConaughey?
I saw the movie with Matthew McConaughey. Is he in the TV show?
No, it's because the character's more half Mexican, so it's an actor who's Mexican.
Mexican.
I gotta watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
My wife's watched them all. She's excited about the new episode.
Bosch is awesome. The Lincoln Lawyer.
Bosch is great. Yeah.
Lincoln Lawyer. It's good.
Chris was asking about good Pat Metheny.
Yeah.
This record's pretty killer.
What was that? Bright Side Life? Bright Side Life? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the first Jaco Pastorius record.
Yeah, I have that one.
Then. I love Jaco.
Because usually his albums aren't worth much. That one is worth a little bit.
And then this one's really good too.
What's it called? I can't read it.
Still Life Talking.
Oh, okay.
My lights. I'm losing my light. I'm losing my light. This is really cool. So those are the two.
So is it good, Brando? My store has it.
Huh? I love both of those records.
Okay.
So, but they're different. I think you'll like. This one's a bigger band. This is like a fairly decent sized group. I think like 6 or 7. Whereas Bright Side's Life is a trio. It's Pat Metheny guitar, Jaco Pastorius bass, and Bob Moses drums.
Yeah.
So it's completely different sound. They're both really good though.
I don't know about that, Christopher. Like I've got that American Garage ECM or whatever. I think it's what it's called.
The one with Lyle Mays, the first one with Lyle Mays is good.
Yeah, I think it's just you got to be in the right mood for that.
He's very light.
Hey guys,
What's up, man?
not much. Getting warm, a little warmer out in Wyoming.
All right, I'm going to listen to records. See you guys later.
Actually, I'm kind of feeling the same thing, honestly.
You gotta leave.
Hey, Rob.
no.
Rob, one question. Did
Yeah.
you watch the Jack Ryan?
Okay, here's the deal with Jack Ryan. The first season was so good because he had the female lead to be his wife.
Mhm.
They freaking got rid of her, and the second series was all right. The third was horrible, just so bad.
So
I like this
where's
one.
the third, Rob?
Trisha loves it. Trisha loves them all.
This
Where's
one
the
was
third?
really the I guess this is it, the finale or whatever season.
Yeah.
It was really good. I finished watching it today.
Well, I haven't watched it's the last thing he's doing it.
Yeah.
But watch the Lincoln Lawyer. They split the season in half. So you know what comes back next week, Mike?
What's that?
Justified.
All right. Oh gosh.
Yeah, that show's great. But he's in the city now, right?
But he's in the city. But they keep putting ads on TikTok. There's this. Did you watch the last Alien versus Predator movie, which was kind of good?
No.
The male lead in it is this actor Lloyd Hillbrook. He's the bad guy. He sometimes plays bad guys. He's the bad guy in it. It just looks too good. Timothy Olyphant. They should just keep playing that guy.
I thought the Predator Prey movie was pretty cool.
Oh, that one was awesome. No, that was really good.
You know what's really good too? Hijack on Apple TV with Idris Elba. That is really good. That is good.
I'm gonna watch that.
I was surprised at how good that was.
So Rob, after you watch Murder, She Wrote and the Golden Girls, you can watch Hijacked.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Please don't judge me. But they're bringing back a remake of Matlock. Did you know this?
Oh shit!
And it's Kathy Bates' Matlock.
Yeah.
It looks
Really?
good. Yeah.
That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah.
So what does she wear, like a cowboy hat or something?
No.
She's topless.
It's a total different slant on
Yeah,
things.
she's like an elderly, like
Yeah.
She goes to elderly lawyer. She gets out of law school later or whatever. It actually seemed, from what I saw of it, it seemed pretty interesting.
How is that different than Matlock? An elderly lawyer.
Matlock was a seasoned.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
She's like a young. She's an associate.
She's a rookie, but she's old.
Oh.
Yeah.
Matlock always had just some magical evidence up his sleeve, didn't he?
Chris, just to make sense of longevity of Matlock, Grandpa Simpson is going to watch the rerun. He watched the first one.
Wait, you had to watch. Look, if you're a true old person, you have to watch Matlock, Diagnosis Murder,
Bonanza.
What was the one with Tom Bosley? Father
Dowling, I think.
Yes, you got to watch all those.
How about Quincy?
Tom Bosley one? What was it called?
Father Dowling Mystery.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
No.
But okay,
Quincy?
Chris, I'm going to help you. Okay,
Just listen to me.
I have a way you should watch the Angela Lansbury show, Murder She Wrote. You have to get high, and as you watch
the mayonnaise,
as you watch the show, you have to pretend that Angela Lansbury's in a old folks home and she has Alzheimer's.
Okay.
And the world she lives in is this community, that seaside community she lives in.
Right.
And she lives in that town in the reality, but she has Alzheimer's. And everyone says, Angela Lansbury, she's the writer. She used to be famous, but now she has Alzheimer's. But if she comes up to you claiming someone murdered someone, just placate.
Go with it. Just
go with it. So you're really watching the show that all the murders are just going on in her head. In reality, there's no murder.
So it's like the Shutter Island version of.
Yes.
Of
Try watching an episode that way, and it's so much more enjoyable.
Now I want to go back though. Did y'all watch Quincy back in the day?
Yeah.
Quincy was
Love
awesome.
that. Yeah, it was pretty
Because
damn.
he was all about getting laid. That was his deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. What's up, Dave?
Hey, can I show you guys? I'm a little late, but can I show you guys 3 albums I found past
Yeah, for sure.
month?
Yes.
I was without a computer for a week in June, so I had internet. I know Mike watching my YouTube video. Heard Al Belletto. He's a jazz.
So is that like a big band thing or a sextet? Okay, cool.
Yeah, he plays alto sax and clarinet, and there's some singing on this Capitol Records.
Is it any good?
It plays very good. Yeah, it's pretty good. I've listened to all these. Found these at
That's cool.
Ellington Capitol Records, turquoise label. This plays great too.
Now, is that a big band? Is that his big band? Like, is there a bunch of players on it? Or does it say?
Yeah, Reed's Paul Gonzalez. Reed's brass rhythm and arrangements.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. 55, Ellington. So, Mike, that would have been when he was kind of on his downswing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But that's on Capitol. I want to say, I don't know if that was the one with we got who was playing drums on that.
Oh, okay. I don't have any Bobby Hackett stuff, I don't think.
He plays
clarinet,
trumpet or something.
Okay.
Brass instrument.
See that Capitol stuff? You can find that shit. I mean, I see that stuff. I've got a bunch of records too.
I never find hard to find albums. Usually the major labels.
Right.
Jazz albums.
It's hard, man, especially if they were never there to begin with. Like,
well, this one,
Texas didn't have a lot of like Blue Notes and shit. Like Woody Herman's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
his albums are kind of rare. I have about 6 or 7 albums by Woody, different labels.
Oh yeah,
Columbia.
I've got about 6 or 7 of his records too.
Something like that. Mungo Low, the jazz guitarist.
Oh, that's cool.
It's
got a bunch of guys on it, man. That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Donald Byrd is there.
Donald Byrd, Ed Shaughnessy. Oh yeah.
Eddie Costa, yeah.
This is on the Arce Camden budget label, but it's new stuff. It's not previously released.
Right. I got some of their stuff for sure. That's the neat one. That almost looks like an Impulse label. Weird.
Yeah, right. It looks like.
Oh, I found this. I think Brandon, you showed this one. I found this one
nice.
a few weeks ago. Yeah, same bad with me.
We just showed that up 5 minutes ago. Do you like that record?
I did see that.
Do you like that record, Dave?
I do. I have 3 other Pat Metheny albums in my collection. He's good. Yeah. I like it.
Nice.
I love it. You like this group for freshmen?
I don't know. I've got I literally have like 8 of their records in my garage. And
they use some of the saxophone players, Georgie Auld, Bob Cooper, Dave Pale, and Bud Shank. I've heard of, or some of the saxophone.
Yeah, they're all West Coast guys. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I need to listen to those before I just give them away or get rid of them. See if I like them or not. I just don't think I'm going to like them because I don't know.
Well, they use a lot of
Yeah, that makes sense.
Tommy
York's orchestra, cool.
Newer version after he died, Warren Covington.
Right.
Yeah.
Decca, that's neat.
Mm-hmm. Cecilia.
I wanted to show you something. I'm just showing you a random jazz album I ever heard of. I've heard of him.
I've never even heard of that. No. That's on Liberty. That's a cool cover.
Let me see. You can't read. Some of the musicians are.
It's got Howard Roberts on.
Howard Roberts is great.
Red Mitchell, Marty Page, Larry Bunker. Bob plays the tenor sax, valve trombone, and bass.
Yeah, that's a cool record. Actually, that looks neat.
Kim found one of these Blue Label.
Oh yeah.
Original. I don't know the story behind. Most of the Liberty were turquoise, so who knows what the Blue Liberty was.
Right.
Oh, that's all I'll show for now. I can show a lot more albums.
Great Hall.
That's cool stuff, man. I mean, I like that. That last one looks really interesting. It reminds me of the one I showed earlier on Liberty.
Bob Envol.
A lot of those liberties. A lot of times I see liberties are just beat to shit.
Yeah.
I guess people played them, which is cool. I mean, it's kind of like
true.
Jamal records are always beat up.
Hey, Chris.
Huh.
Remember I watched your last Twitch stream?
Yes.
That was funny when you just say the hell with that one album, stop playing it.
Okay, I'm going to show that record. I want to get everybody's opinion on this. I've learned more about it. Let me find it.
Because you don't like some of the stuff.
I mean, I just didn't want to hear it right then, basically.
Gotcha.
I don't know. It's David Amram, who I didn't know that was. And now I can't find it, apparently, which is weird. I don't know, but do you know anything about him, Mike, or Brandon, David Amram, or Felipe, anybody?
No.
He's a composer. So he's a composer. He's 92 and he's still playing. He plays gigs in New York, in the city all the time. Anyway, so he's like a composer. He did chamber music and shit like that, but he also did a bunch of jazzy stuff, like world music stuff. And this record I got, it's from the 70s. It's called David Amram and Friends, and Pepper Adams plays on it, and a bunch of guys. But it's like there's world music. So yeah, I was playing it the other night and got to like just a drum track, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to listen to this right now. So I played the Sonny Clark Trio record instead. Ooh, that thing sounds badass, by the way. Do you have it yet, Felipe, the Sonny Clark Trio record?
I have a King pressing. I remember the King pressing was funny. Brandon once, he texted me, man, go for eBay and get this record because it's a great press. I think I paid like $40.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get a Tone Poet still.
Yeah, that's really good.
I'm kind of shocked that Music Matters never did it.
Yeah.
They did a couple.
I think it's one of
they did a live one, everything but this one.
Yeah. I
There's
mean,
a story about that record actually that's going to be on the interview we're going to put up on Tuesday.
well, Blue Note had so few trio records.
Yeah, I was going to say, did Music Matters do any trio records?
I don't. They must have done a couple of the Bud Powells.
No.
Did they?
No Bud Powell. No.
Really?
No.
And they didn't do they had to. No, they did Us Three. They definitely did Us Three.
Yes. I think that's the only one.
Horace Parlin. They didn't do any of the Duke Pearson.
No.
See, Tom Poet did do the Duke Pearson ones. They really did.
No, I don't think so. No, Brandon.
I really like trio.
That was the only one.
Well, it's really nice that Tone Poet did, because I think that's Sonny Clark's best
trio
record by far.
The records are way overdue.
Which one, trio?
Just the one, whatever number it is.
I mean, I was going to say I got a shit ton of trio records because I just love it.
And Rob was saying that it's not that I don't like the Time one. I just, when I compare it to the Blue Note just kind of blows it away.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So it's not like his Time stuff too, but it's just one of the best trio records that Blue Note has. So
yeah, for sure.
It seems kind of silly that they don't do it. Honestly, I think it's great. In fact, I like it. The only one I like better.
Undercurrent is not a trio, right, Brandon?
What?
Undercurrent is not a trio, right? That's Kenny Drew. No.
Undercurrent is not a trio. It's a quartet.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't think of any other trio.
The Herbie Nichols stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
which they're gonna do.
No, Music Matters. No.
No. Oh yeah, Music Matters. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Duke Pearson, they didn't do any of the Duke Pearsons.
No.
So I think they just did Us Three.
Just Us Three.
Which is
I'm gonna take a peek.
Also pretty awesome as well.
Just Us 5 right now. No, that's Sonny Clark Trio record. I mean, there's so many trio records that sound the same, like Bill Evans. I love Bill Evans. I've got all those Riversides, but a lot of them are similar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sonny Clark, it just has the energy to it that's different.
Well, that's the thing, is that record just starts off with a lot of energy and continues.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of just a really good, fun trio record.
Yeah.
And it never gets boring.
No.
And they did a really good job with it. That's why I was saying it was like the Tone Poet. I'm more excited about the LT series, ones that haven't been released, but I have a 71 pressing, and I think I used to have I have a Japanese. I might have a Japanese King actually, but I was so excited that they were going to do it because the original is a $1,200 record.
Did you? So you bought the Tone Poet,
Oh yeah, I bought it the day it came out.
and you like it? You think it's the best? It sounds better than the King.
It sounds better. Yeah, I mean, I think they did. Yeah, sure, they did a really good job. It's much. I mean, it's deeper.
Yeah, yeah.
But the King sounds great, so I would never say like. I think King records are one of the best bargains out there.
Yeah,
sure.
You know, those King pressings sound so great for still under $100 compared to like what Music Matters are getting now.
Yeah,
So.
it's just amazing. You think about Sonny Clark. He's from sort of a little bit outside of Pittsburgh, but then you got Sonny Clark. You've got Mary Lou Williams. You've got who else? Earl Garner. All these are like Pittsburgh, musicians, pianists. And I'm not even talking about just other musicians. You talk about Blakey. Just like Pittsburgh, it was. That was a freaking hotbed of talent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wish. Pittsburgh seems like it's going through some tough times. It's such a beautiful city.
Yeah. It was interesting. I was listening on NPR last week. There's a book coming out. I'm going to pull out the author, Mike. I'm going to send you.
Mm-hmm.
How she was talking about the Great Migration. Probably there will be no jazz or a lot of books or art if it wasn't for the Great Migration in the 20s.
Yeah.
So many examples, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. People that came from the South, Alabama, Mississippi, New Orleans, if they haven't made that to Michigan or Illinois or Pennsylvania, Ohio, they would never make it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, they went to all the big cities.
Right.
Everywhere. I mean,
Detroit,
LA,
yeah.
Chicago, New York,
Yeah.
But that's how jazz. I mean, that's really the early jazz guys like King Oliver. That's how they got the hell out of the South. That's how the music spread, right?
Yeah, and then he's when Oliver got to Chicago, he sent for Louis Armstrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look at all those guys that came from North Carolina, right?
Yeah. I mean, gosh.
Coltrane,
Dizzy Gillespie, Monk, Max Roach.
Yeah.
That's bebop shit.
Yeah.
This is I would hope that
that's the one I missed.
This is the one that I think would be the best candidate as a Duke Pearson, because Music Matters never did this one either.
No.
And this is a really nice, a really solid trio session.
So yeah, Music Matters didn't do any Duke Pearson or
they did Wahoo. They did Wahoo, but they didn't do any trio.
Yeah, there was a British label that did a Blue Note Duke Pearson.
Yes, Mike.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't know. I can't remember the title.
I think it's a double one, right?
Yeah, because I have some of their other stuff they did.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I just can't remember the title.
Cover.
Is that on the Wallen Blink or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
Anyway, it would be really, next time you guys talk to Joe Harley, maybe you can.
Yeah, we'll put a word in.
Maybe get those Duke Pearsons, right? Because you guys.
Oh yeah, but we're getting good stuff next year.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Those would be nice. But I was what I was kind of getting to in a roundabout way. I was pretty excited that they did the Sonny Clark, and they did a really good job. I mean, I've been playing it. I think what you would expect. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah,
kind of what you would expect, and it's a trio record, so it's not going to be too difficult, but it sounds great.
Yeah,
it sounds fantastic.
I mean, as great as the piano can sound with Rudy recording it back then.
Yeah.
Okay. Wallen Blank did the Duke Pearson. I don't know. I don't care who knows it. The complete 68 to 70 sessions.
Oh, wow.
That's it. Yes.
And it was a double LP. It was a double LP.
Yeah, actually, that was. I think one of those records was released on Blue Note later.
Yeah.
In like the '90s, and then they just did the other one.
Yeah.
And yeah. And speaking of which, related but not that related, Mosaic just put out a new box of a Sonny Clark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the CDs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're only doing C now.
Mm.
Is it all the Blue Note years, or is it something else?
I think
We got a double. I'm not sure.
yeah, I would think. I think it's Blue Note.
Probably the Blue Notes.
Mosaic usually does that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Leapin' and Lopin' is still in my top 5 Blue
I would
Note.
love to have a copy of that. I don't have that one yet.
That's crazy.
I think it's fantastic.
It is.
I think it's,
You did My Conception too, right?
Yep.
that was a
I love
Japanese.
that drum poet.
That was a Japanese only.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then because it was, and then they had done it. You know, gosh, I want to say in the night. I want to say maybe the 90s to 2000s. They did it on CD also.
Yeah.
They put out basically. I think all the Sonny Clark. I gotta look at my discog.
There's a really nice double CD, Sonny Clark and Grant Green, the complete stuff.
That's
I think it's a green cover.
That was, I think that may have been a Mosaic also.
Right.
And then they decided to put it out after Mosaic did it. And then I want to say maybe it was a Connoisseur series did the like My Conception and stuff like that.
Mhm.
They put that out.
Yeah, but that CD is great. It's not a RVG series, like a regular CD. That one is really good.
Yeah.
Really cool liner notes. Yeah. If you want to get the whole stuff, those 2 CDs are gonna make it. Let me see if I have it. I think I have them here.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can pull it up. Hate when I have to do that. There we go.
Doobie doobie doo. I believe so many people watch us sit here looking at our phones trying to figure shit out.
I'm trying to pull a catalog up on. Let's see. Yeah, on 2000 they put out My Conception on CD, and let's see what else.
Yeah.
2002 they put out the Sonny Clark Trio on CD.
This is a king. So
What is that one called?
Japanese only. So it's Sonny Clark, Paul Chambers, and Wes Landers on drums. This was an unreleased one, and it's also a trio. And this is pretty cool too. But this was the one that only came out in Japan in the early '80s on the cable.
Oh, that's
That's
interesting.
the only one I don't have.
But isn't this on the CD with the?
Is it?
Is it this one? That's the one I have.
Well, look to see if it has.
So
Let's see. Oh, that's the Grant Green one.
yeah.
Oh, Grant Green's not on this, so that has My Conception, right?
Yeah. This is the quartet, the complete quartet one.
Yeah. No, this is a trio, but this is really good too. This would be nice for Tone Poet to do this one as well.
Yeah. So
Eventually.
So we still don't know, but we know Tone Poets at least to the end of 2025 they already have all the titles set up, right, Chris? From what we
yeah
looks like to 25 they have all the titles already set up.
Have they announced? I mean,
no.
This is like,
but you know that they figured that out.
it's already
Well, they
scheduled.
have to. They have to figure it out that far in advance for the pressing plans and all that shit. You know.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
yeah, I mean,
Joe Harley, we talked about his list.
we're almost through 2023 already, so
I know, halfway.
So yeah, imagine like look at our shelves. They're okay. Look at Joe Hardy's shelves. They're like twice as much.
For sure.
And it pulls the titles from there, right? So yeah, there's a ton of stuff.
Yeah, he has so many freaking OGs and shit. He's just like,
Yeah.
But he's been making that list forever. It's really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's what I like about that series is you know there's a guy. I mean, all their issues may be that way, but like something like Verve by Request, that is picture like some dude sitting in a conference room just picking shit, maybe versus like a guy that's dedicated his life to the music and producing it, listening and fucking curating, and you know.
I have nothing bad to say about Tone Poet. It's all been, even the ones where I'm like, oh, it's that one. I mean, I don't care. So what?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like there's enough good ones to kind of go around.
Exactly.
I've always felt like every year I get at least 5 or 6 that I'm happy to.
Yeah, I think even if not all of them appealing to us, they historically important. They should be out there.
Yeah.
Well, it's usually because I already have a really nice copy.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't need that. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I just want. Did Music Matters do Juju?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh well.
Yeah, that's gonna be classic.
That'll be a classic series, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they did Juju and Speak No Evil.
Speak No Evil. I think they also did
Adam's Apple.
Adam's Apple.
Yeah, I have that. From
That Adam's Apple Classic series sounds really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's a really well recorded album. It shouldn't be too hard to get that sound.
Yeah.
But the Tone Poet had, what was the one they put out like a year ago? All Seeing Eye. Is that what it's called?
Oh, that stuff is killer. That's so
great record.
Yeah.
Now, is schizophrenia like that? I mean, I haven't ever heard it.
No, I think it's a little different, Chris.
I think schizophrenia is more like schizophrenia is not that weird. It's more like Speak No Evil.
Yeah.
It's not as out there because All Seeing Eye has Glaucoma Cure and you know it's got like definitely like an avant ensemble.
Yeah, there's a theme there, right, about end of the world and everything.
Yeah,
and devil and all that shit. Yeah.
So I mean, schizophrenia is great though. It's just not as out there.
So Schizophrenia is already on pre-sale for September 1st.
Yep.
Oh, is it going to be a Tone Poet?
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Buy it. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yes, Music Matters did Night Dreamer, Mark. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
SRX and 45.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I wish I had picked that one up from them. I have a nice copy though, so.
Yeah. I think I have. Actually, I have. I know I have. I think a Black Bee Night Dreamer. Yeah.
I have a clean stereo 66, and it sounds great. But I wouldn't mind having that's a record I like enough that I wouldn't mind having all the extra bells and whistles and stuff of the gatefold and. But it's gotten to be like $300 now. People selling it used.
Oh, wow!
Or at least $250.
Hey guys, I don't live. Like you guys live in bigger cities than me, or most of you do, I guess.
Yeah.
Do they sell any of those Tone Poets and bigger stores in any bigger cities? I suppose.
Oh yeah, we get Tone Poets in our city.
Lucky you. Walmart's obviously don't sell them. That's like.
I mean, you can order them on Amazon.
I know you can. I just.
Yeah.
Portland has a lot. We have actually maybe too many record stores.
Is Too Many Records one of them?
That's one I've never been there, but I could probably do without it.
Yeah.
Ingroove is buying them, right?
Yeah.
Are they?
No, I'm just joking.
That's a joke.
That was hilarious.
That's not
Felipe's just talking shit about some retailers and then starting rumors about others.
That's such a good record.
That is really good.
Yeah,
it kicks so much butt. I think I might like that one more than Speak No Evil. I think I play it more.
I definitely play it more than Speak No Ill.
That's the one I play the most. Look at that photo, man. That is so cool.
This picture is iconic, right?
Yeah, I mean, look at that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful picture. This 45 plays like really good.
All right, well, I'm gonna go make dinner. Thanks, you guys.
Yeah, I'm about to sign off too.
Dude, I guess we could just wrap it up then. Felipe, you got anything else?
No, I'm good. I wish, but I'm good. Blue Train broke my legs.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Y'all have a good weekend.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, Mike. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, Dave.
Dave. Thank you, Chris.